This is 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411RadioNetwork.com. I am the Benchwarmer, kind of hanging out. We got a couple of things going on throughout the day. Actually, it's supposed to be a pretty heavy show today. Again, my friends act like they want to do something, act like they want to talk about something. So they're coming in. We're doing, again, the when friends take over type thing. So, we're going to try not to let that happen. But you know how it went last time, right?
Right.
It was fine.
It didn't go that good last time, did it?
No, that was a great show.
Well, we got another show again today. This is, again, 411 Sports Talk Radio. I'm the Benchwarmer. How are you doing? I'm sitting right next to security. How's it going?
Going well.
Going well.
How's it going with you?
It's going well. All right.
No, I'm not security.
He's not security. He's the
Professor.
professor.
Everything's everything. It's all good.
It's all good. And then doctor.
Yes, rock steady.
Yeah, rock steady. I still keep wanting to go to Prince Doctor World. Bro.
Yeah.
Doctor. Yeah. And then we have, you might as well go and slip on in.
Come on, slide
Duck,
out there.
duck, there's a camera there.
Okay.
It's called ducking.
All right.
You know,
I still won't get to be tall.
Grab a chair. You're going to sit right next to the doctor there.
All right.
Just joining us is an old friend. Remember, this is a show called Friends Take Over. Grab the headset, grab the mic, set it up where you like. He is Tony Ware. What's going on, sir?
Oh man, everything's good.
Well, you got to talk to the mic. You know that.
Yeah,
Come on now.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
Okay.
Is
Well,
his
you
mic
know.
Give him
on?
a second.
You know,
Oh, no, his
I
mic
can't
ain't
hear
on.
him.
yeah, it was
It's
There
on
we
now.
go.
Yeah, it's on now.
Okay. Cut him up.
He's
All right.
rushing folks.
Okay, well, late people get when they're late, we mess them over.
Well.
So normally
Get
I go,
called out?
Yeah, get called out. Normally I go through the highlights of the weekend. So I'm gonna start with Doctor. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back with you, Tony. We're gonna introduce you. Doctor, how was your weekend?
Oh, amazing. Always amazing.
Well, that's
Did I
good.
see you went to a writers conference?
Yes.
How was it?
Wonderful. I had an amazing week, amazing work week. Patients slammed me, which was still awesome. But this next coming weekend, I don't know how I will report that one because it's moving.
Ooh, fun.
No
Really?
fun.
All right.
We know that experience
Moving
all
time.
too well.
You need to call two guys in a truck.
Yeah.
Wait.
My mom
No
is so
self-plug,
spoiled
right?
though. My mom is really spoiled.
Okay, well, call two guys in a plane.
I don't remember what the name of the movies
Two
were.
guys
They
in
were
a
really
plane.
good though.
Yeah. Professor,
Yes.
everything was everything, right?
Everything's everything. Just ready to get the ball rolling. as
How's your
usual.
son?
He's he was frustrated yesterday. Today he's a lot better. And at times I talked to him, which is about 3 or 4 times today. He seemed to be in good spirits. Yesterday was like a dark hole. Today was like a brighter spot because, Nissan called him and say, the Gap Insurance hooked him up. They're gonna pay his total vehicle off.
Okay.
Got him in a rental car now,
Okay.
and he's back up and running pretty much.
That's
It's always
good.
good.
He's real sore though.
Okay, it's always good to be in a non-injury accident because
Mhm.
that's when you get paid.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of times you have an accident, you don't feel it. You don't feel it till 2 or 3 days later. So
You call a
just
hammer, let
be
him get you
watchful.
172,000 or something like that. You good to go.
Yeah, when he initially took the impact, his adrenaline was so high he didn't feel anything.
Well, yeah.
That's
Almost
how it
25,
is.
and then as soon as he
Now it's
calmed
like,
down,
oh my
he was
God.
feeling it.
Yeah. That's what
So,
happens.
but he's doing good. Thank you for asking.
That's good.
Security.
Had a great weekend. We went to see the Avengers and we went to the NFL draft experience and had the family over on Sunday and yeah, great weekend.
You did some more stuff, didn't you? That I was jealous of.
What did I do? I can't remember. It was a busy
That
weekend.
cryo.
Yeah.
Oh yes! Oh, that
I was
was
so
amazing! I forgot about that.
It was
I
cold.
didn't.
It was you gonna have to
It was
come with me
cold.
next time. I don't care. It was cold, but it was a different kind of cold.
Yeah.
I had on gloves and I had on socks, and those are the things that almost get real cold anyway.
It's like dry cold.
Yeah, it was like a dry cold, and he kept talking to me, and I was turning.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as it gets really really cold, he says turn. So it's like, and then when you turn, you get like a little burst of cold,
Mhm.
and then you get used to it. And then he says turn again. So you like turning every like 20 seconds. So it was really, I like it. I told him I'm gonna get that deal for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I already put out the call to the kids.
Oh, did you?
This is what I want for Mother's Day. $99 a month, up to 20 treatments a month.
All right. Introducing, starting
Starting
wide
lineup.
receiver for the is it the Dunkerville Panthers?
Ooh, you going back? You going back?
Tony Ware. Me and Tony go way back to
Right.
Dunkerville. We were
Right.
actually the first commercial art class
You're right. Right.
at Dunkerville.
Right.
Yeah, we actually started that
We
together.
started that thing.
Yeah.
It has taken on. Have you been up there recently?
I have not been to the class yet. I've been to the school, a couple of years back. The school is huge, but I've not been.
It's
I've
like
not
a
been.
college campus now.
It is.
It's the second largest high school
In
in the nation.
In the nation, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our son went there for a couple of years.
Yeah, and Alex.
Oh yeah, Alex did too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skyline wants to claim it, but they can't claim it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
Not even close.
Get to the back of the line.
Yeah. So where has that taken you since Dunkerville?
Wow. Well, Duncanville, my time at Duncanville was rather brief.
Yeah.
Before there, I was at Arts Magnet, and that has taken me kind of a lot of different directions. Where I am now is owning and operating an independent film company. So I got my hands in a few things.
Okay.
So it's been exciting.
Okay. We're gonna introduce another one of our friends
Right.
who actually did some scores for you, right?
Right, he did.
Some
He did
music
on
scores
our
for you.
last film. He did the score. Did some original music for us. So check us out at grassrootsfilmworks.com.
There you go.
Shameless plug.
That's all right. Don't get
That's
it
all
off.
right.
I'm not too proud.
That's all right. That's all right. But no. So I remember when we first met, your whole demeanor is always like that. Has always been that. Okay, I'm the business guy around here.
Right, you
Ain't
start
nobody
on
mess
this
with me. I'm the
plan.
business guy.
Don't start none, won't be none.
Yeah. But we had some good times in that class.
Definitely. I'm surprised we got passing grades.
Right. Surprised we had great.
Were y'all the class clowns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can see
Wait,
that.
it was like 4 blacks in that class?
Oh.
3 or 4.
Yeah. It was
Well,
me, you, and Pat.
Y'all was gonna
and-
stand out regardless.
3.5, because that other one was rather light skinned, so he really don't count for.
Yeah, okay.
That's cold.
Okay.
That's cold.
Yeah.
But we did some stuff in that class though.
Oh yeah.
We'll rendezvous throughout the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and get to some stories here. Steph will play tonight.
That's expected.
Against
Yes.
the Pelicans. Yeah.
Yes.
So now we're gonna see the Golden State Warriors that will wind up losing to Houston. We're gonna see the full team.
Oh,
What?
That's
I'm
my
not
prediction.
quick to jump to conclusions.
That's
like
my
you
prediction.
guys.
But that's my
You
prediction.
know what's that about.
Put it on
now.
that.
That's my prediction. I'm sticking with it.
Heard it here first.
There you go. Memphis Grizzlies named JB Bickerstaff the next coach.
Jamie Bickerstaff?
Yeah, JB Bickerstaff.
JB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was an interim coach, and then they went ahead and gave him his job.
Mm-hmm.
So they're bringing him back as a coach. Jason Witten will make his decision tomorrow about retirement.
He has retired.
Well, no, he's gonna make a decision because remember
He's already
he's
decided,
up
right?
against $4.5 million a year.
I'm
And
willing to put all my money on the table. He's gone.
You gonna put? Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking so.
Anytime your locker is clean and you miss something you don't miss ever in your career, which is a
You
volunteer workout, you gone.
Yeah, yeah.
You out of there.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
bet
gone.
50 cents he's gone too.
He was always
only
cheap
50
too.
cents.
Push you right on into the middle.
He was always cheap too.
Shut up, boy.
Ask him for a quarter, he won't change.
I'm so through with you.
Okay, birthdays. James Murray.
I'm not
Who's
sure who
that?
that is.
Impractical Jokers. Remember watch that?
I love that show. Do y'all watch it practical? It's
No, I'm not
stupidly
sure.
crazy.
It is.
Them boys are. You talk about friends.
They make each other do
It's
stuff.
4 friends that make each other do
Some
practical
crazy stuff.
jokes.
Mhm.
On each
And
other?
on each
Yeah,
other,
each other.
and
Okay.
they have to do, crazy stuff. They were in the grocery store making this lady go back and forth passing messages between them.
Oh.
It was hilarious.
Or they had one where they was
Oh.
tagging blooms on people in the grocery store.
Oh, and sticking pencils in their pockets. I
Right.
mean, it's some crazy. You have to, if
Or
you don't
shoot
watch it, just
potatoes
watch
in
it
the basket.
one time.
Yeah, it's funny.
And Practical
It's funny.
Jokers,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. I
You
mean,
gotta be careful
laughter
where you
is
do
good
that stuff.
medicine.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they probably
They got
got
chased
permission.
down a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since nobody knows him, he's 42.
Okay.
Tim McGraw.
He's a country singer, right?
Yes.
I don't remember what his. I saw it this morning, but I don't
They
remember.
call him Quick Drop McGraw.
Draw McGraw.
Quick Draw McGraw.
So you can answer.
Wasn't that a little donkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Wasn't that on the
that
Hanna-Barbera
was- yeah, that was
cartoons?
Hanna-Barbera,
Quick
yeah.
Draw?
I'm gonna say he's.
Showing your age.
I'm gonna say he's 61.
All right.
58.
I say 58.
I'm going 52.
All right.
We both said
51.
Oh,
Oh, 51.
wow. What put too
Okay.
many years on?
Tina Atkins Campbell, which is one half of Mary Mary.
I don't think I heard that
Oh,
name
you
before.
said the name wrong. Campbell.
Campbell. That's what I said.
She's 43.
51.
47.
45.
44. Y'all just.
Shut up.
Y'all right over
I was one off.
Wait.
Wes Welker.
Sorry.
Wes Welker.
60.
No.
60.
He look old.
38.
All right. Keep going. What
What's
you
his
got?
name?
Wes Welker.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm wrong person.
Now, you thinking Lawrence Welker?
I'm thinking the
I'm
other
33.
Al Roker.
All right. Oh, goodness.
36.
I was thinking Al Roker.
37.
Ah.
You almost had it.
Ah.
Tomorrow, The Rock.
Okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Say his name right.
The Rock. That's what I said.
Oh, you said tomorrow is
Tomorrow, The Rock.
My headphones.
Well, I tell you, he's got to be 40.
All right,
8.
now, watch yourself.
48.
What? Oh, was I in another world?
Yeah, you were.
My bad.
That's
Ooh.
okay.
I like the
Come
Rock.
back.
No.
No, you already said it. You can't
Four-
say no.
Okay,
The
48.
Rock
Okay.
is
9.
49.
I'm going 50.
45.
Dang.
45.
Hey,
What?
That's all.
younger.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you been cute
Shut up.
cougar in that.
Watch it.
Yeah,
Watch
that's
out
okay. That is really okay.
That's okay, huh?
Yes,
and he
sir.
and he just had a baby too.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And then Paul George.
New baby at 45.
I know.
Paul
Yeah,
George
that's crazy.
is.
Ain't happening over here.
That's way. That's, yeah.
Shh, past 40, that's
I ain't
it.
having
And
it.
that baby.
Paul George,
Like,
28.
baby, damn. Paul George,
28.
All right.
26.
29.
Oh, man. Okay, now I gotta do something else. Just give me the answer. I got the answer then.
28, 26, 29. You got one more. You got one more.
What's on the
It's right
paper?
there.
27.
30.
It's 27.
27.
There's circular wagons when you're doing stuff like that. You got a circular wagons. 28, 26, 29. There's another number that's not there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
How old is he?
higher.
He probably 27.
No, he's 27. Yeah.
He's only 27?
He's only 27.
Oh,
Yeah.
I said 26.
One off 3 times so
Yeah, yeah.
far.
You didn't circle wagons. That's what I mean, circular wagons.
I thought he was older.
Yeah, yeah. You got to circle wagons. When
His
you're
cute
doing
little
stuff
self.
like that, you got to circle wagons. All right. This has been 4-1 Sports Talk Radio. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got to get into the draft that was this weekend.
Yes.
A lot of hits and misses, a lot of disappointments, and a lot of satisfied customers until the season starts. So this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411RadioNetwork.com. We will be right back.
Let's go.
Yeah, you need to scoot a little closer to me. Look. Is this some of that music we found? Oh, is it?
You know his mix is pretty good. Okay, we good? All right. We're back. I know that was a quick break, so we got to get this thing going. You know, we still kind of hit the jam, though, anyway. Yeah.
Play that in the background.
DJ Lemon Pepper?
Yeah. But then, you know, they might strike us or something like that.
Was that lemon pepper?
That's this lemon pepper right here.
Okay.
This lemon
It
pepper.
kind of went a little electric there.
Yeah, but we got.
Did you say this
this
lemon pepper?
This lemon pepper right here. Yeah. This lemon pepper. Yeah.
This is lemon pepper.
You know, my language is you know, since
Get all excited.
since some
That's
Dunkerville
what he
days,
said.
since some Dunkerville days, you know, my language has not been the best of languages. All right, so let's get into the draft. Tony, did you see any of the draft? You checked?
Yeah, I went out to the draft experience too.
Okay.
You did?
I went Saturday.
Did you? Okay. We went Thursday.
Yeah, we went Thursday.
Yeah. So what'd you think about it?
It was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of activities for the kids. That stuff was nice.
Mhm.
You know, they got to play a little flag football game and play with the players.
It was supposed to be for adults too, the vertical jumps and all
Yeah, I
that
didn't
stuff.
want that.
Oh man.
Oh, I did a vertical jump.
Did you?
I
I got a
sure did.
picture of it. You didn't see it?
I did the vertical
Wow.
jump.
He
Did
did.
they actually measure?
Yeah, it was measured
They
too.
measured it.
Really?
Yeah. Don't ask me.
They had a race. They had a like a, what was it? What was the dash?
It was a 40-yard dash.
40-yard dash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do the 40
They had a
dash.
pass.
I'd have stopped at 10 and said, "Y'all go without me."
10-yard dash and roll.
And rolled the rest of the way through. Yeah, but I did the vertical jump and I was at 21 and a half.
Okay.
Inches.
And who was the guy that was on the screen that everybody was trying to measure up to him? He
They had
did
Kareem
36
Hunt.
Queen
and
Hunter, yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah, we couldn't. I wasn't doing that.
Nobody. There was one guy that was a little bit
Tall,
taller,
but he was tall.
and he got like a 32.
Yeah, but I told him he was cheating anyway.
He did it like 3 times.
He's halfway there, yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into the draft. Baker Mayfield goes first.
Boomer
Right.
Sooner.
Yeah.
Where Martez at?
Huh?
Boomer Sooner.
Did we figured that? Well, did y'all figure that?
No, I
No,
didn't.
did it?
Not at all.
No.
But
that-
who did figure that though?
Shut up. Sam.
Las Vegas.
No. Who did figure that?
Nobody.
I called the first 3 picks right on the head.
He did.
I called the
Did you?
first
We
3
were
picks
looking
right
at the
on
pics and he
head.
was looking at me. Who did that?
I called the
I'm
first
Like
3
you
picks right on the head.
did.
Yeah.
Master, almighty.
Yep. I knew he was going. And the reason why is because Baker Mayfield was actually the best quarterback in the draft.
Of course.
And not because he's from
Yes, he
Oklahoma.
is.
No,
Yes,
no.
it is.
He could have been
He's a
from
Sooner.
Texas. He's still
Former
been the best,
Sooner.
you know. But
He just don't want to acknowledge.
no, he's the best
Sooners
quarterback
is the best.
because he's had he had a line of work.
Booming career.
You see,
Ah,
okay.
Mhm.
You've seen his work. You know, with Josh Rosen and
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Mhm.
Their work really came like the last parts of the career, last parts of the season, and then they went to
trophy winner.
then they went to the combine, and then they increased. And I don't understand how do you and I think I asked this question before. How do you increase your stock in the combines when you couldn't do nothing the whole career?
Because there's more eyes on you then than it was when you was on the team.
But even in your career, you wasn't doing nothing.
But when you come to the NFL Combine, everybody's watching.
Yeah, but everybody can watch. But I'm sorry, why don't you do this on the field?
They were doing it on the field, but there wasn't as many eyes on them then than there is
Chasing him
now.
on the field.
You know, the NFL Combine
because
is
you're getting
huge.
chased on the field. That's what it is.
I mean, the NFL Combine is huge.
But the NFL
Yeah.
Combine, I think the NFL Combine puts too much stock in players that really didn't do anything, and then that's how you raise your stock. You didn't do anything while you were in your career, and then you go to the Combine and you ain't got nobody chasing you. You don't have to block nobody. You don't have to run past nobody. You don't have to get hit by nobody. All you got to do is just perform your own self.
It's there for a reason, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there for a reason,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
there
there for a reason.
It's called money.
I mean,
Of
it's
course.
there
It's
for a
always
reason.
about the money.
everywhere is about.
Yeah.
I mean, the things you see in the combine, you see during practice workouts, off-season programming, where the players, they take 20 cones and they go in between as fast as you can. They get this board full of holes in it and see how quick you
Yeah.
feed off. I mean, there's no contact. At some point, they have to
But
look
here's
at your
the-
agility.
Here's this, but that does not translate on the field.
It doesn't.
You have people. You see people that have.
You're right.
You see
You're
people
right.
that have speed, but they don't have
Potential.
football speed. They
Right.
got speed, but prime example, Alexander Wright. Remember Alexander Wright?
Wide receiver.
Man,
Just
he
known
ran
for
a-
his speed.
He ran a 4.2
The dude was
in the
could fly.
combines. Couldn't catch.
No, he could not.
And all he could do was just go by you. That's it. He
I
couldn't
think
catch.
he was a third round pick.
For the
matter of
Cowboys.
fact.
Yeah. Couldn't catch. I mean, I'm sorry, Ryan Leaf. His Wonder Lick was off the chart, but his mind wasn't off the chart. You know, and then you get players who just dilly-dallied and was just okay in the combines and just, and NFL careers off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I say the combines are overrated.
Okay.
And I'll say this, you know, Saquon Barkley, second player chosen by the Giants. I'm going to hate to see him twice a year.
Man,
The Giants could not pass that up.
Why would you?
Of course
They
not.
could not pass that up.
That's why I was hoping.
You ever had a
Cleveland was gonna
running game
take him.
since Tiki Barber?
Yeah.
Man.
I would.
That's a long time.
I would hope that
Boy, Zeke and Saquon. Whew,
that's gonna be ugly.
it's going to be some ugly,
It's gonna be
super
ugly.
competition.
Now I do have to say this right here. The last Penn State running back, running back that came out of Penn State, first round was
Kajana Carter. Mm-hmm.
Who was a cross between Emmitt Smith and with speed. He was like Emmitt Smith with speed, except he tore his knee.
He was never the same. He was done.
He was done. The last true running back that came out of Penn State that was good was
Larry Johnson.
Nah, Larry.
He
The
had
Look
one
on
good
his
year.
face. Oh my goodness.
You might get your football card before.
I'm just saying, Larry Johnson. He was drafted by the Chiefs,
No,
and he was an okay back.
Okay, I'm talking about good. I'm thinking of not Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis went to Notre Dame, didn't he?
Yeah. We're talking about only Penn
Only
State.
Because shoot, you can't say Blair Thomas.
Larry Johnson.
No, he was.
Saquon's.
He was a decent.
If he is as advertised, he'll be
he'll blow
way
Larry
better
Johnson.
than Larry
he'll blow-
Johnson.
Yeah, he'll blow Larry.
You remember
Johnson.
who he is?
Who?
Number 27, Larry Johnson.
Yeah, I remember Larry Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, played with the Chiefs.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Because I can't think of any other Penn State runner other than him and what we just mentioned, Kajana Carter,
Kajana Carter.
who had so much promise.
But he blew out his knee.
And then Larry Johnson, he was just in and out, but he wasn't just. He didn't blow
No,
the way
he-
people expecting.
No, he wasn't.
So
He wouldn't. He was not scary.
no.
Saquon Barkley might be scary.
They say he's better than Zeke Elliott.
No, but shit, they say Le'Veon Bell is better than Zeke Elliott.
I can't argue that.
I'm saying but how do you compare the two?
I mean, anytime you have a running back that you can use as a wide receiver and have more catches than any of your wide receivers on your team,
You can use it.
and you can run the ball,
Wait,
and you can block.
Wait, that's a detriment of the team itself. When you ain't got no receivers to throw it to except Antonio Brown,
I'm gonna
that's all
say,
you got.
who is it? I'm gonna say,
that's all
AV
you got.
is there.
That's all you
This
got.
is with AV though.
Still though. So you're saying, but you're saying Zeke Elliott cannot catch out of the backfield.
No, I didn't say that.
You said he cannot block.
I didn't say that.
He can do all those things.
Did you hear me say
I heard
that?
what you said, but they don't use him that way. That just because they don't use him
Van
that
Halen
way.
Scott Linehan, okay?
No, but that doesn't make him a lesser
that's
back
just the
than-
way they use the offense.
But that does not make him a lesser back than Le'Veon
I didn't
Bell.
say that. You're not listening,
No, you
are
said you can't argue that.
He's not listening.
You're not listening. I
You said-
said, from what I
Let's
heard,
get
he's
popcorn.
capable of being a better running back than Zeke Elliott. I didn't say that. This is what media is saying. This is what
And what
the
have I told
so-called
you about
experts are
media?
saying.
Oh boy.
Well, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. You just never know. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why we in media.
He tripping, man.
That's why we in media. We crap shooting.
Oh, boy.
And then Sam Darnold actually was taken the third pick to the Jets. Jets better had got somebody. You know, the next pick I didn't understand what that Cleveland took was the cornerback.
No, there's a third pick. Cleveland was four. Who was the?
No, the Jets took Sam Darnold.
Okay, that was the
Yeah,
third pick,
yeah,
and
that
then
was
fourth
the-
pick took
and
a
fourth pick.
cornerback.
No, the corner pick. Yeah, they took a cornerback, which I couldn't understand because you got your boy Chubby, the defensive end that was sitting right there,
Mm-hmm.
and you put him with Myles
Opposite.
Garrett. Man, you talking about wreaking havoc. But they showed that they moved him on and let Denver pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we go on and we move down to the Cowboy pick 19.
His name is Leighton Vander Esch.
Vander Esch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Vanderich.
Leighton Vander Esch.
Vander
And it's
Esch.
not Leighton Vander Itch. It's Vander Esch.
You got an itch, Vanderich.
Vander Esch. Vander Esch.
So I'm gonna read this real quick because
Right.
I was doing some research on them. Positives: big, 6'4", 256, and long, 33-inch 33-inch arms with extra speed and agility. He's a 3-down impact player who was used as a blitzer and asked to carry tight ends in coverage. Awesome instincts in the middle of the field allowed him to live around the football. His hips and feet show up as special in coverage. He can turn and run in phase with tight ends. He's very fluid, smooth mover when he's running down a ball carrier or backpedaling in coverage. And his timing and instincts as a blitzer allow him to have a huge impact. The negatives.
Let's thank his mom for that wonderful review. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah. Mom on it, ain't she? She on it.
Negatives, he was a one-year wonder who was banged up prior to 2017. He can play tall at times with stiff knees. Durability concerns were mentioned by scouts given his injury history, and he's not always an effective stacker of blocks and must better use his length to stay clean.
Okay.
So
Let's unpack
that's
that.
his scouting report.
Let's dissect that for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. When you your first full year, which was last year, you have 141 tackles. That's a lot of tackles for a
Linebacker.
That's a lot of tackles for a linebacker. He's tall. He can run with the tight ends. Remember, when you go up against a Gronk or some other tight ends that they got, you're gonna need that type. You're gonna need somebody that's gonna be able to run with him. He's thick as all outdoors. I mean,
He is thick.
Yeah, he's thick.
Yeah.
I was listening to Will McClay. Will McClay said that one of the reasons why they drafted him is because he said he stayed up to 2:00 in the morning looking at film on him. And so they asked him, "Why'd you stay up so late?" He said, "Because I couldn't stop looking at film. I couldn't put it down." You know. Now I'm a huge component of Will McClay because Will McClay brought in the offensive line that the Cowboys got. He brought in the defensive line. He brought in some good players. You know, his drafts have been very, very well, very, very good. So if he's saying that this guy's going to be the one that, and we needed a middle linebacker, you put him in the middle. You got Jalen Smith on one side. You got Sean Lee if he don't get hurt on the other side. If he do, we got problems.
Not if, but when.
Right, he will. Yeah, he will get hurt. You know, we need somebody to shore him up.
AD says we need outside linebackers.
Hey,
Yeah, we do need outside linebackers, but you can't get them all in one draft. And with the loss of Anthony Hitchens, who you bring in to plug that middle up?
Which is why I felt better about the pick because we were so caught up in the hole that was at wide receiver because of the loss of Dez Bryant. But I forgot linebacker, safety, now tight end. I mean, there was just glaring needs all over the place. So I started seeing how they were drafting. They were obviously drafting by need.
They was picking by need. Yep.
It was so obvious what they were doing. So you couldn't get them. I get the Cowboys an A.
Really?
Yes, I felt real good about the whole draft.
A lot of people have given them an A or A minus because they were sure. Okay, Tony got something to say.
I'm
Strategically
just saying, that's a
speaking.
little generous. Hey,
But
that's Christmassy.
the reason I gave my A's because they addressed almost every position that they knew they needed to address, considering the injury history of Sean Lee. We still know about Jalen Smith going to his second year. We lost Anthony Hitchens, like you said. So linebacker pretty much was obvious. I wasn't thinking that way. I'm thinking wide receiver. You had Calvin Ridley and DJ Moore to fall in your lap at the night that when the Cowboys got the 19. Now one receiver was drafted yesterday. They had the whole package, but they went elsewhere.
Now let me say something about wide receivers. If you look at the history of wide receivers being drafted in the first round, there's not a lot of good star wide receivers that have been drafted in the first round that can take the place of a Dez Bryant. So you wasn't gonna get that. And the way these wide receivers were, they're saying 19 was too high for these wide receivers anyway.
I started to see that.
The next wide receiver was taken I think it was Calvin Ridley at
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I think it was 22.
At 22, and then you got two spots down at 24 with DJ Moore taken.
Carolina took DJ Moore.
So if 22 was the calling card for wide receivers, Cowboys would have drafted him too high. Now the other thing is this: look at the scouting report of Antonio Brown, who is probably one of the best wide receivers in the game today. He was drafted in the 6th round. His scouting report was he was too short. He didn't have quick movement.
Don't sleep on the shortness.
I mean, they were dog. His scouting report was like he's got some deficiencies. You know, why receivers develop?
I believe his rookie year was when the Steelers went to the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, and he was only used as a kick returner in that Super Bowl. Yeah, as a rookie.
Why receivers develop? I mean, look at. I'll give you another one. Michael Irvin's first year here
in '88.
He wasn't. I mean, yeah, he had flashes, but you didn't know he was going to be as good as he was until he got a coordinator that knew how to use that offense.
I think until they got a quarterback, because his quarterback in '88 was Steve Fuller.
Yeah, even after the it was Steve Fuller. God, no. I thought it was Gary Hogaboom or Danny White. No, even after he got a quarterback, which was Traden got beat up in '89. I mean, got beat up seriously in '89. So he couldn't get Michael Irvin the ball. And the offense that they ran, they had what? David Shula.
Yeah, that's a
was
pet
the offensive coordinator.
You can't stand
God,
that.
he was sorry. Vanilla offense. That's why he never got back in the NFL. I mean, but so once you get a North Turner in, who knows how to use these players, then you have magic.
Coaching.
So that's what you bring in here is. And they're talking about a DAC-friendly offense, you know, which means we go back to the 80s and the 70s, and you bring in players that can play a system that you want them to play. So Tom Landry built his offense around Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett.
And that's what Cleveland needs to do.
Is to build the offense around.
They keep picking all these quarterbacks, but they're not picking players around the quarterback to fit what he does.
All we're talking about is this whole Dak friendly, Tony Romo's friendly. We're talking about a system that says, I'm going to pick this quarterback, I'm going to build my offense around this quarterback because I'm building around their strengths. I read something that Will McClay also said. They was talking about Dez Bryant. And they said they watched too much film about Dez Bryant, and Dez Bryant could not get separation. He said he was inconsistent in getting separation. And the problem with Dez and Dak is Dak does not throw it to in-coverage receivers. Dak throws it to open receivers.
We saw that.
If you're open, you're going to get the ball.
Yeah,
if you're not open, you're not.
Like getting interceptions.
Yeah, so he's not going to throw it up and instead say, go get the ball. Right. No, we're going to get receivers that can get open. That's why the receiver, Michael Gallup, was taken. This boy caught 74 balls. And last year, 100 balls the year before last. What receiver does that in the NCAA? What receiver catches 74 balls one year and 100 balls a year? That's a lot of balls.
What's up, Big Husky?
You know, that's a
Shout out.
I mean, and have you ever heard that before?
No.
In college, you catch that many footballs. In college, you might be good at like 60 or 70 in college because you don't play that many games. So your game total is down to 12. You know, you're playing 12 games in college, and shoot, Colorado didn't go nowhere. So, like they was in a bowl or something like that, you know. But you're catching 74 balls.
80 says until we get a defensive coordinator, the defense will forever be elementary.
No, I think we got a defense coordinator.
I think so,
It's not Rod Marinelli.
Chris.
Huh?
It's Chris.
Yeah. From Seattle.
Former from the Seahawks, right?
Yeah. Legion of Boom is coming back.
I don't know about that.
Well, you know, no, we're not the Legion because we're in Seattle. And then you go to, I didn't like the Connor Williams pick. I didn't like that.
And why not?
Because I thought that they had more other needs out there besides going out and getting an offensive tackle. And but what made sense though, as I keep looking at what made sense is that, oh man, on fantasy, I'm going right after Zeke. I do fantasy football. My first pick is gonna be Zeke Elliott. Because you know why? They finna we don't need no tight end. We're gonna put 6 linemen on the offense. We set us up for Zeke to have a breakout year. We don't need to get no star receiver. All y'all gotta do is catch the ball when I throw it to you. It's all about Zeke now.
I think that pick did make sense to me, even though, again, when they picked him, I wasn't thinking the way I should have thought. We, with the absence of Jonathan Cooper, but because he got injured in the Eagle game week 17.
Yeah.
We again, and then
He could have left.
La'el Collins was playing, even though he played okay, he was playing out of his position.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to put him back where he's naturally gifted at, and drafting someone that can cover the spot Collins was at last year. That's where Connor Williams come in there. So now you have, see,
And they got
that
put
is
him
right.
at the start.
So you have Tyron Smith, Connor Williams,
and
Travis Frederick,
yeah.
Zach Martin,
And then Lil Collins.
and La'el Collins.
Mhm.
Man, come on.
Yeah, I mean that if he pans out to be the player he's supposed to
I expect him to.
be. If he pans out
You
to
don't
be the player he's
choose
supposed to be.
a offensive lineman in the first or second round, and you don't start him.
Now here's the deal about the draft, though. I want you guys to understand this.
Mhm.
The draft is really only 4 drafts deep, only 4 things deep. So after you get out of the 4th round, 5th and 6th and 7th really don't matter.
Right.
It
They
may matter.
They might.
It may
you know,
matter.
They may, because
but-
you
but-
said 6, Antonio
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah. I mean, 6 was Tom Brady, but most of the times those picks are just let me cover some
One in a million.
Let me cover some things up just in case
Mhm.
they pan out to be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys I thought was a smart move that let's trade. It's a 6th round. Okay, boom, let's go get Tavon Austin.
I thought that was a good move.
I thought so too.
I think for a 6th round pick, and
I thought so too.
I think the issue with Tavon Austin with me, this is a 1st round pick,
Yep.
by the way, but I think, and this is just my opinion, he just wasn't used right. And in the offense he's been in, because of the skill set that he brings, they just couldn't
They
get the
didn't know
skill
where
out
to
of
use
him.
him. Yeah.
I think in this offense, if I predict that Linehan, bless you,
Bless you.
Sneezing on him late.
and I'm gonna predict this, but I think he may be the X factor of the offense, because they're gonna use him as a running back,
ways, yeah.
as a 3rd down scat back, the fly sweep, kickoff and punt return. They're gonna get a lot out of
They're
him.
gonna use him like they use Lance Dunbar.
Lance Dunbar, right.
Dunbar. That's how he's gonna use like
Right.
And after they left,
And he's listed as a running back on the depth chart.
Yeah. So they're gonna use him, and now guess what? You don't need Ryan Switzer.
Which is why they traded him to the
Yeah,
Raiders.
to get another defensive lineman.
Right.
So he was
That works.
a cap casualty.
Poor thing.
I mean,
It is what it is.
he had
Business.
one good play last year, and that's about it.
The 80-yard kickoff return
One
for a
good
TD.
play.
Yeah, and then pretty much he was hype man on. He was Flavor on the side.
Do you think the Cowboys gave him a chance?
Dang.
Well,
Flavor on the side.
Yeah, he.
That's pretty
Do you think the Cowboys gave him a chance?
you couldn't because you got Cole Beasley sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you take balls away from Cole Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
So, you couldn't really just give him a chance. There's too many things out there.
Okay.
And then you have, so overall, you're giving them a, Tony, what do you give them?
You know what?
It ain't Christmas, so
It ain't Christmas.
is it Halloween?
You know what?
Any holiday?
Trick or treat.
I have
That was good.
a small confession.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm not really a Cowboy fan.
I was, you know what? I was
That
thinking, I said, that makes a lot of
That
sense.
means everything. I remember that too. Was it Washington or something like that?
Chiefs.
Chiefs, Kansas City.
Ooh,
Well, that's why he knew
did
Larry
come
Johnson was
up
sorry.
here.
And you know why he's sitting here
That's how-
and he's a guest? We need to talk about the Chiefs.
That's why he knew Larry Johnson was sorry. That's exactly why he knew
Now
Larry
you
Johnson was sorry.
are welcome. You
Yeah.
got on your Cowboys gear. You are
Hey,
welcome.
right.
I don't know
Top to
about
bottom,
him.
right?
Yeah, he all up
He
in
come
there.
in here slick wearing his blue and white, making
I
us
know.
think he was a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
he come
this-
sliding in
this
here
was
talking about
just-
KC.
Purely coincidental.
No, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. We talking. You want to just
Being slick.
duck in and come on in real quick?
Doug, yeah.
Yeah,
Duck
you
under
got-
that
there's a
camera right there.
You know what cameras look like, right?
Yeah,
Woo!
he did.
We just walked right.
He did
That's
walk
all.
right in front of him.
You know,
It was it.
my homeboys. I don't know what to say about it.
They're your homeboys.
Well, it's really the takeover, right?
Yeah, it is a takeover.
Birds
All right,
of a feather.
Yeah, join us right now. Join us right now. Let's do this right here. Let's take a quick break.
Right.
Yeah, because
And
we
then
need
we
to
come
get
back.
situated.
We're gonna situate everybody up. And then we got the Dallas. We got the Texas Elite, who wants to talk about their game that's coming up this Sunday.
Okay.
I forgot it was this.
Yes, this Sunday.
That snuck up on us.
And I'm thinking about
I can't wait.
I'm thinking about getting padded up.
I'm getting me some
Go Chiefs.
pom-poms.
Go see now he shameless plug on his All right, so let's do this right. Take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into. We're gonna continue to get into it.
They
Man,
said
we
I
got
can
some.
play.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
We got hot topics coming up. We got he say she say coming up. We got the friends takeover. We're gonna just wrap all that up into this little power hour.
We got to squeeze
We about to
together
squeeze
like we
in.
like
There you
each
go,
other.
There you go. All right. This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, 411RadioNetwork.com. We will be right back.
Let's roll.
Right? Yeah, y'all gonna have to
Yeah, we're gonna have to
as much as you can.
I need a link too, because I got some people that's gonna forward it.
Forward Sports News on Facebook.
Yeah.
Get it off. What's happening? I didn't say what's up, man? What's happening?
What's cracking like it?
Yeah, you got it. We're gonna come back and introduce you.
Okay. Do I need a headphone?
Yeah. Oh, here you go, right here.
We have to stand right here.
Yeah, stand right there. Full stand.
Stand right there.
CVS parking lot.
Oh my God.
Everybody honking, but then nobody stop and help.
Oh man, you alright now? Oh my God, yeah, you had to feed me too now. You
Reach over just a little bit.
had some high heels on trying to change the time.
Get a little closer to her.
There you go.
Tawana, come on in so we can
So what's the name?
411 Sports News.
411 Sports News on Facebook.
You come and get a red one. I want the red one.
No, give me the red one.
Alright, you want the red one?
Yeah, I'm the hot mama.
There you go.
Baby, step on the cord.
I don't think it's gonna reach.
This one you want it?
So Shelly, I don't think it's gonna reach.
Okay, well, y'all pass them that way. What's not gonna reach? The red one's not gonna reach?
No, I don't think that one's gonna reach.
I'm
Okay,
talking
y'all
about
pass the mic that way. Give me the red one.
Alright. Oh, okay, sorry. There you go. Everybody
Try to
slide
slide to the right.
Slide to the right.
Slide to the right. That's yours.
Oh, this is mine.
Yeah, give to one of yours. Give to one of this one. There you go. Now I'll be the hot.
Dang. I had a small piece.
So they put that in and find it on Facebook.
Cedric should have invited you already, you know. No, he didn't invite you. Are y'all on Facebook?
Well, I'm on Twitter, so I only have Facebook.
It's on Facebook. I mean, it's
That's
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
No, let me share it.
Oh, yeah, we have to make that on Twitter.
Because it's Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Makes sense.
Twitter don't have that option yet.
Let's go.
If they do, I haven't heard of it.
No. All right, Pat, you might have to go without the headphones.
That's fine.
You can have
Hey, I've been a rapper before. I'm done it all.
Yeah, we done been there.
Oh, you got one?
Okay.
I prefer to go without the headphones.
All right, y'all ready?
You know I don't like the headphones.
All right. I got it.
Tawana, can you rotate this way?
Turn that way.
Yeah. Just a little.
Is it?
I need my good side. It's my good side. I'm on the wrong spot.
All right. We are back in full effect. This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411RadioNetwork.com. I am the Benchwarmer. Just kind of keeping it cool real quick. We've been joined by Patrick Robertson. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, boss?
What's going on? We introduced, this is when friends take over. So these have been my friends since high school, Duncanville, commercial art class, 1988.
Man.
Yeah, and so actually I met you first before, because Tony came in later, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah, so I met Patrick first, and me and Patrick used to sit up there. Patrick, me, you, and who else was back there with us? I know it was somebody else.
Was it Roderick Wright?
No, I don't think that name doesn't sound familiar. I forget who he is. But
That was the dark dude with the fro.
Okay, it was a dark dude with the fro.
Yeah, that's Roderick Wright.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he played football with me also up there.
Yeah. But we actually did you was on one of my TV shows, weren't you?
Yes.
Was it Experience? What was the one? Was it Experience Entertainment?
It was that cable access.
Yeah.
With that host that had the perm. Remember the old dude with the perm?
Oh, Jazz Video Mix.
Yeah.
Well.
Dude, perm boy was late.
Yeah, it was late. Yeah. He did oh, you're not on? No, sir. I'm sorry. You good now?
It's not hot.
You good? Okay.
It's not
He
hot.
did what you rapping in? What?
Yep.
You and Winky?
Winky didn't show up, so I had to recruit some weird dancer that was there. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a dude that had a tank top on and some
Had the halter top or something like that.
Yeah, and then the dude was doing some earthquake
crazy,
shake or something. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had to recruit him because Winky didn't show up, and I was solo dolo, and luckily I knew the whole song, so I had to rap my parts and his parts. Live, dude. I didn't even lip sync it. That was live.
We did good. Yeah. Well, we
had like 10 verses in the song.
we went back and edited it. We went back and edited it. But yeah, that's when I was doing my TV stuff a long time ago. But we're sitting here, we're talking Cowboys.
You remember something?
Do you remember the song?
Can we get a little bit of it?
Woo. But I'll rap something else before I rap that.
You don't remember none of the lyrics?
Something because I'm something. I forgot, man, dude.
Yeah.
I kind of remember a tiny bit, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that, dude. That was like 89.
That was 80. Yeah, what was that?
I think it was a year after I graduated.
Yeah, 89.
Yeah.
Yeah, because y'all came out before me.
Right.
So y'all older than me.
Some OGs in the house, man. Hey.
I'm gonna say better.
Okay. All right. So what are you doing now, Patrick?
Man, what am I not doing? Okay, I got a company called Whistleblowers, and I actually did bring a poster.
Okay, another shame.
Bad business, yeah.
Put it right here.
Might as well, yeah.
You must put it right here.
See,
In the
he's
middle
not
of the show.
he worse than you.
I mean, you right into it.
Yeah.
He didn't even say hi to the people.
No, he can say hi to nobody. He just get it out there. I'm
representing. And I'm hiring refs right now. Right now, I have 80 refs that work for me, and I'm looking for another 20
You're
more.
going all the way.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down. So, Whistleblowers of Dallas. My brother Raymond Alfred is the vice president, so call me or him. Get in, man. We train you, and we got games all the time, man. I've been repping since July 26th. And we have had football games from that point all the way to now. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
All right, well, give us your number then. You might as well put your number out there.
Go ahead, pop it out.
469-733-0177. And again, it's 469-733-0177. Hey, you got to know, I'm about to say, I used to be on K104 for years. I used to do the morning team show with Skip Murphy and company.
Okay.
I used to do all their joke songs and stuff with Throwdown Sam and Skip Murphy and all them folks.
Now you notice my boy, right? He used to do all the stuff right here. We still looking for a dang theme song.
Dude, hey, lucky for you, I actually brought some CDs tonight, so I'm gonna let you listen to some.
All right, we're gonna get something going now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get something working around here.
Yeah. And then speaking of the music, I also do commercials for local companies and stuff, and I'm working on a Christian hip hop CD right now that's off the chain. So.
All right. Well, you know you got the love from us, so we'll put you on a radio station whenever you get the CD up ready to go, so you get airplay over here.
Cool.
All right. And then y'all two working on something together, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've already worked on something together.
Got something else coming up.
Okay.
Can we get this spotlight out my face though? I mean, dang, I can't see.
Is it mess with the glare of the glasses?
I mean, I'm getting blinded up in here.
But yeah, my
Let's see,
boy.
Daniel.
Videographer to come and
Yeah.
slide it down
Let's
a
see if you can
little.
move it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Well, it's Hollywood up here though, but I like them. I like them lights.
Trying to make you feel.
You mentioned you a Chiefs
Look that.
fan, and they put these spotlights.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what that was. Chiefs
We
fan.
want to blind you.
Move him over here. No, I'm okay with the Chiefs. Because Andy Reid will never take them anywhere, so I'm all right with the
I
Chiefs.
do like the Chiefs though. They
I'm
play.
okay with the Chiefs. Yeah, Andy Reid ain't gonna never take them
That way.
nowhere.
Well,
They'll get to the playoffs, and that's about it.
No. Leave the light up.
Yeah,
Tilt the thing.
Yeah, they'll get to the playoffs, and that's about it. And then once so I'm okay with the Chiefs. And plus, that's the AFC.
There you go.
So,
How's that?
you know.
Yeah, I
There you
actually
go.
am too. I'm a rock with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They were like my favorite AFC team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
AFC. And
I
plus,
can say that.
they used to be the Cowboys. They was the
Yeah,
Dallas
Dallas
Texans.
Texans. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of
Lamar
people
Hunt,
don't know
I'm
that.
okay. Hunt building was down there, so I'm cool with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I actually like the Chiefs.
Yeah. You
You all
just
right.
over here.
So real quick, while you're a Chiefs fan, give me your
Say,
take
why
on.
are you a Chiefs fan?
No. While you here, might as well talk about him. What's your feeling, your take on Patrick Mahomes?
You know what? Alex Smith was not the problem.
No, he wasn't.
He was not the problem.
He wasn't the solution.
No, Alex Smith is a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback, but he was not going to take them to a Super Bowl.
He
could have.
but that defense would always let him down.
Dude, I'm
You
about
went 21-3 and
Yeah,
won the playoff.
you're supposed to win that game.
Tony, I think it's
Yeah, you're supposed to win
I
that
think
game.
it's the curse of the pedestrian quarterback, because just think about your history. Y'all been 13-3 about 10 times and lose the first round every time. As a matter of fact, y'all haven't won a first round playoff game since 1993.
We beat
That sound like Romo.
We beat Houston a couple years ago. That was the first.
Okay, that was the first one since then. Yeah, y'all won at Houston. Yeah,
Houston.
but before that, woo.
Before that,
It was ugly.
Our drought was almost as long as the Cowboys.
Wait. When you say drought, are you saying playoff drought? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you know,
Playoff drought.
Yeah.
okay. So,
Our Super Bowl drought is even long.
but how long is y'all Super Bowl drought?
Right?
No, that's what I'm talking about. Ours is long.
I was gonna say a lot of people's Super Bowl droughts are
Going
long.
back to Super Bowl 4.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Dang,
That's-
Vince Lombardi was alive back then.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Lynn Dawson was the quarterback.
Yeah,
And half of them players ain't living right now.
Right?
yeah.
Right?
That's how long the Super Bowl drought is. If you want to talk Super Bowl droughts,
Yeah.
we're good. I mean, we're real good as far as Super Bowl drought. Yeah, because there's a lot of other teams. Look, I'm sorry. What was the last time the Cincinnati Bengals made a Super Bowl?
That was in the 80s.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Since
And
80s.
when's the last time?
88.
When's the last time Cleveland been to Super Bowl? I'm
Never.
sorry. Detroit.
Never.
You know, so we want to talk Super Bowl droughts
Detroit used to win a lot in the 50s.
in the 50s.
50s.
They were great in the 50s.
That's
Yeah, they were great.
a century
They
ago.
had Bobby Lane, getting toasted
Alex
before
Karras,
the game.
Alex Karras. Well, you can do that then
Yeah, they had the Johnny Manziel back then at
Right.
Bobby Lane. He used to get toasted before games.
and during and after.
Yeah.
Let's do this right here. Let's move into. Did you get your question answered?
No. I'm waiting.
Why are you a Chiefs fan? No, I'm just playing.
Now that Alex Smith is gone, what is your feel on Patrick Mahomes?
I think in 2 years, he'll start showing his worth.
In 2
Next
years.
2
He's
years.
going to feel it next year.
Yeah, he's gonna really feel it.
2
Yeah.
years, give him 2 years. He'll be good.
Because Patrick Mahomes cannot continue to play the way he's been playing from Texas Tech and now. You can't do your whole game cannot be running the pocket and throw a long pass.
Now, he's got weapons.
Yeah, he does, but
Plenty of them.
he needs he needs time to get to the weapons, and plus he needs to learn that offense. His whole offense is running out, throw a long ball, and hopefully somebody goes up under it. Tariq, hopefully he goes up under it, something like that. But you know, and then they need to get that defense.
That defense is the problem.
Yeah, they need to get that defense straightened up, and then maybe you know you might want to do something with Andy Reid. I mean,
You know what?
Andy
I
Reid,
think as long as he keeps having successful seasons,
He'll-
they'll keep it.
it's like a Bo Schembechler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a Jason Garrett of the AFC.
Ew. So we can get rid of guarantee. Let's swap teams.
Shots fired.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. So having said that, let's get into the hour of power. This is the time where everybody sits around. We got people on there waiting for this hour right here. This is the entertainment time right here. And the security is gonna take us into the entertainment time. Right?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's
We
roll.
gonna take a break or we gonna go straight?
let's go
into it?
straight into
All
it.
right,
Straight in.
all right. So entertainment hour. Not on your ticker because we got a couple things going on.
We got some things going on.
Yeah, and Mr. Lyons is trying to get me to talk about Kanye West, and I'm like, you know what?
Woo!
That's
But y'all want me to go there, I can talk on
what
any
I'm saying.
topic.
Who wants to talk about him and his nigga wife? You know,
Now, I was talking about him, talking about
all of that.
We-
They got too much stuff going on, and we don't need to talk about them. So, not talking about them. So. So has anybody
400
gone
years
this
a
weekend?
slave?
This weekend was the premiere of Infinity Wars. Started on Thursday. Did anybody go see Avengers Infinity Wars? Anybody?
I haven't, not yet.
You haven't seen
No,
it yet?
not yet.
Tawana, did you go see it?
I'm really on the fence about it, but I want to go see Traffic. Everybody needs to see Traffic, though.
Traffic?
That is not the big
I've
thing.
heard of that.
But
I want to go see
I thought that was a movie
Acrimony.
back in the 90s.
I know. I was thinking
back in
that.
the 90s.
I was thinking with
traffic with the K.
I want to think with Samuel
That's
Jackson.
the one
something
with
like that.
Omar
Paula
Epps.
Patton, and Paula Patton either produced or directed it, but it's really based on, you think it's this big love story. It is not a love story. It's based on a lot of human trafficking and how she became a slave, actually.
Ooh.
And,
Okay.
But Kanye West said we chose
Stop.
to be slaves.
Stop.
Yeah, Prince wrote slave on his face.
Craziness. So, did you see it?
I have not.
Have you seen it?
I would not see that. Black Panther is about as close as I get to that type of movie.
Okay. So you're not an Avengers follower kind of thing. Well, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. If you're not to give away the movie, I'm not gonna give away the movie.
Rocky
if somebody
wins at the
wants to
end.
go see it.
I didn't give away anything.
For this particular Avengers movie, you have to be someone that has been watching for a long time. This is the 10-year anniversary. It's a 10-year culmination of all of the movies coming together for this one thing, and that is the war for the Infinity Rings or the Infinity Stones. So,
I'm lost already.
it was
Me too.
okay. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So
don't
you
know if
have
it's a
to be
Super Bowl or a drug movie.
A drug movie.
Yeah.
The cartels.
But
I know what I'm talking about. We
for
gotta get that
those
stone
that
down.
are watching that are Avengers fans, it was pretty good. It was okay. So, anyway.
That just stole your
Yeah,
thunder.
completely off.
Move on, keep it
So
going.
anyway, so then the next thing, so that was movie talk. TV type, who watches Empire? Anybody watching Empire? Yeah, what kind of
Go to Bill Cosby.
Okay, well, this video
He just went from dark to darker.
okay, well, you know what? I'm just now getting into TV again. And so that was one of the shows. We try to pick shows that we both can watch together and enjoy. So that was one of the ones that we started watching because it kind of mirrors what he wants to do, and the name is Lion. So
Yeah?
the
Yeah.
guy that's
Empire.
over
Just
Empire
put two and
that's
two together.
building the Empire is a lion. So that caught his attention right away.
But I put S on
But
it.
anyway, so
Okay.
Alfred Woodard, who is a very long-term actress, is going to start being on the show. They're talking about Patti LaBelle possibly coming on the show, but right now they've introduced
Lord.
Alfred Woodard. So she's the mother of the wife of the entertainment mogul.
they must
So-
have a nice budget.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
That is a nice
Yeah,
budget.
buddy.
Well, they had who's the other Neil Long was on there at one time.
I wonder if
She's
Patti
okay.
LaBelle, if she always travels with pies. What do you think?
I don't
She go
know.
down. No, she go to Walmart first, and then bring them on the show.
I'm sorry.
Didn't she have that song? Hams, greens, tomatoes?
No,
Like
no,
somebody
no,
else?
no.
Okay. She need to do the remix then.
Yeah.
She be cooking.
No, but, patty pies are not.
They ain't
You
that
come
good.
to my house and bring a patty pie, I'm gonna escort you out my house.
Really?
They not that good?
They're not. Trust me.
No.
Plus, now if you was in Patty's house,
They good.
they probably are good. But when you try to mass produce and then you add extra preservatives, it just you can't
Bingo.
do that
Yeah.
to a sweet potato pie.
No.
You can't. That's like taking my grandma's pie and mass producing it. It's not gonna have the same flavor. It's just not. And then you got other hands cooking on it.
Right? That's true.
Right.
Everybody, because my grandmother do a pinch of this and a pinch of that. You can't.
But
do the
they
thing.
come from Taiwan.
Hey, you know what? You can't trust anything,
You
man.
can't.
My son had a football game out of town. He plays college, and me and my wife took him out to eat after the game. And we ordered catfish. I swear to God, that was tilapia. It was black and
Probably.
tilapia. It did not taste like catfish. It did not look like
You
catfish.
can't.
Can't trust it.
You can't.
So what's in that pie?
I don't know, but it ain't.
Ain't Patty.
Patty, but I would rather come to your house and eat a patty pie. Okay, so anyway, Empire. That was that. Bill Cosby.
We just running through this thing.
Bill Cosby. I'll say I have a question about Bill Cosby. Of course, you guys know that he has been indicted on all 3 counts.
Right.
He's been convicted. They're waiting his sentencing and so on and so forth. So he's supposed to get 10 years per count. So that's 30 years. He's already in his 70s. So my question is, and I saw this. Well, I'm not even talking about him in his jail time. I'm talking about the fact that that's his personal vice. That's the thing that he did that caused him to lose everything that he's doing. Now they're talking about pulling the Cosby Show and Different World. They talk about pulling them off these networks, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I like Claire.
Yeah, right.
That's what I said to him. I was like, okay, so you got Claire on there.
Yeah.
You got, you know,
Hey,
all the other
I was a Lisa
actresses
Bonet
and
fan.
actors that put their time and effort in that.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't think that that's a good. And there was so many
not a
good
idea,
lessons. It's
because
not.
so many more people are affected by it.
So many more
outside
people
of
are
him.
affected, and then you have lessons that you learned as kids, those that were watching it when you're kids, and now as you're an adult, like we've taught our kids off the Cosby Show. We've used like, you know, let's count the Monopoly money and you pay rent, you know, stuff like that. Remember when they took all the stuff and he was like, okay, you got $200 left, what you gonna do with it?
Right.
Those kind of lessons, and to see a prominent black family, Cedric was like, oh well, we had the Jeffersons. I'm like, it wasn't a whole family.
No.
Lionel was already grown.
And I said the same thing.
But the Jeffersons, but they was prominent though. They had
I'm
money. They
talking
moved on
about a
up.
whole family dynamic.
Samson wasn't prominent at all.
No,
Samson was broke.
It was a whole, I'm talking about a father, a mother, and kids.
Yeah.
A whole family dynamic. And then it created other movies, other shows after that. You
Spin-offs
had
all
Family Matters, and then you had
Different
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 World.
World,
Well,
yeah.
I'm talking about the other family shows. You had My Wife and Kids. You had the D.L. Hughley show. Then you started to see.
Don't do My Wife and Kids. Love and Marriage. I'm thinking of Married with Children.
I'm talking about African American families as a whole, with the father still in the house and the mother.
That's on now with,
you know what I'm saying?
Good times.
Good
And
times.
Good Times. I
Yeah.
mean, all those movies. But see, Good Times, we was in the ghetto.
Yeah, hey, but
But it showed us how to survive.
yeah.
It
Well, I
showed
mean,
us
you
how
know,
to
HBCU information. I mean, it was the bomb. So why would you even attempt? To me, it's like, okay, if you're gonna take those shows off, you need to ask your audience what they feel about you pulling those shows, because we still watch it.
yeah, I mean, my comment on the situation is, I think he messed up when he tried to buy NBC. Once that happened, all hell broke loose.
I said the same thing. They try to keep him in his place.
Yeah, and to me, you know, that
Destroy the
it,
legacy.
and I mean, he may be guilty of what he did and stuff like that, and so it's kind of a hard deal to, you know, because he's guilty of all this stuff, you know, and the
But
big
when you
movement.
see him on the Cosby Show, you don't see those things, and I feel for the people that were affected
Oh, watch
and
it now.
he did something. But I'm not even looking at him as Bill Cosby. I'm looking at him as Cliff Huxtable.
Right.
Totally
If they take
different
off all the
person.
Cosby stuff, then they can never show another Harvey Weinstein association.
Right.
That's true. I agree. I
And
agree with
then,
that.
Not only
That's a
that,
great
but then
point.
what I said to
They're
Cedric,
not
you got what's that name? Charlie Sheen, who's out there giving people HIV, who is still on, has a show on right now
Somebody
that they're
brought
still
that up the
doing.
other day.
That's what I'm
Right,
talking
yeah.
about. You still got people out there that have done things. You got a president sitting in the office doing things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's not. And I told him, I said, if we was to go biblical, everybody has done something. His is just on Front Street.
Right.
If we were to go biblical, wouldn't nobody have nothing?
I'm
So
sure.
so you can't say I'm gonna use the Bible on
But I'm just
on this area
saying.
and not use it
I'm
over
saying
here.
it's
Right.
just
You got
crazy.
you if you're gonna use it, you're gonna use it on
That's
all
true.
the fronts.
And the thing you gotta understand though, and I could go really deep, but I won't do that on this format.
No, this the format.
We here all day.
It's spiritual wickedness
You
in
got
high
2 minutes?
places.
Yes.
So, you know, in Hollywood, it's a trickle down effect. They call it Hollywood, you know, for a
Yeah,
reason.
it's bad.
Yeah, and another thing, the love of money is the root of all evil. So the more money you get, the more crazy and insidious things you do. I mean,
Right.
a lot of people. I was looking at a documentary on R. Kelly today from the BBC, and I mean, it went deep. I mean, he's out of control. He's a tyrant. He's
been way out of control.
yeah,
That's
and his brothers are separated from him now. They used to work with him and stuff, and everybody to a man on there. Yeah, he married Aaliyah. Yeah, he messed with. He went to the high school that he went to after he became famous, and still was pulling 14-year-old
But
girls.
we knew R. Kelly was crazy when he came out with 12 Play. Remember that song 12 Play?
Oh wait a minute, man. What about Aaliyah? Age ain't nothing but a number.
Right.
He was saying that to her while he's walking down the aisle.
Right. He the one who wrote that to her.
Right there. That's the one that gave you the clue. AJ.
Yeah. So my thing is this right here, though. My thing is this right here. Okay, let's separate legal and illegal. Okay, because right now we know what's illegal. We know what's out there that's illegal. And so even though you may suspect, oh, they could have done A, B, and C, or they may have done A, B, and C, it's not out there, so we can only speculate it may have happened. So let's talk about what's illegal. What's illegal is you putting folks to sleep and peeling them up and then at the end of the bed with a robe on. That's illegal.
It is.
You know.
Look, he right there. He right there to his next script of his movie.
Hold up.
Like, I had already shot the scene.
You should do a film called
But
The
it's
Rise and Fall
okay
of Bill.
for them to
Rise and Fall
take
of
the
Bill.
money, a non-disclosure agreement, and then want to process something.
Well, I think that whole thing, I think
sorry.
that whole Trump situation was
I
crazy
think
because first of
we
all,
need to give Bill Cosby his money back.
but then you might as well go and give OJ his money back.
OJ is a little different, though.
Did he do it or not?
Yeah.
Look, he was found not guilty.
Right.
That's what we
That's
go
the way
with.
we gotta go.
We're gonna keep
I want
rolling.
to mention something real quick that Felicia Rashad said. I want to see if y'all agree with this.
Okay, I like Felicia.
She broke her silence about the allegations. She said, quote unquote, forget these women. What you're seeing is the destruction of a legacy.
Yes.
And I think it's orchestrated. I do not know why or who's doing it.
You know why?
But
Because he's
it's
trying
the
to buy
legacy.
NBC.
But it's the legacy that they're after.
Yes.
And it's a legacy that is so
It is.
important to today's
Yes.
culture.
Hello.
And here-
I
I said
love
that.
And
I
here,
love that.
and here's what I
I
say.
love
And here's what I
her,
say.
but I
Here's,
agree.
here's what I say to that right there. Let's put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say if it was well, I don't know.
Phyllis said if Harvey were black.
No, let's put the shoe on. Let's say if this happened to a white person, all these women came out against a white person.
They have.
Hold on.
They've come
Let me
out
finish.
against Harvey.
Harvey,
No,
that's true.
No, I'm saying, and he started getting prosecuted and everything, and we're talking about 70 women that came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're talking about all these women that came out, and they're giving us pretty much the same account of what may have happened.
But because of
Hold on,
Harvey
let me finish,
Weinstein,
let me
they
finish.
got the Me Too thing
Wait,
going
let
on.
me finish. If that would have happened that way, and this wouldn't even be a discussion on this table right here. If it'd been a white person, it wouldn't have been a discussion because it's a white person.
Yep.
We wouldn't talk about they're tearing down his legacy. We wouldn't be saying anything about
But
that.
they're not
Hold
trying
on,
to
let me
tear down his legacy.
Let me finish. I'm not talking about Weinstein. I'm saying if this were a white person and they convicted him, the same, and he had this whole legacy, he had this huge legacy, and everybody loved him, and they wind up convicting him because all these women, this would not be a discussion. It wouldn't be. The reason why it's a discussion, because it's a black man, again, who's getting tore down. He could have done every single thing that they said he did. But we don't ever look at, well, wow. Oh, we start looking at other things that could have been as to why, but he could have been right there. Yep, I did. He actually said he did this. He actually, and the juror said that his words convicted him because he actually said that, yes, I would do those things. Yes, I did. He actually said he did this. And we're not looking at that. But we're looking at, oh my God, they're turned down. Like, no, he actually admitted he did it.
We're looking at that.
But then
we're
once
also looking at the
he
fact that he's
but
not
once
the
he
only
admitted,
one.
no, but
Let me
listen,
finish.
once he admitted that he did it, then what? Oh, I don't care about you admitting it. I'm still saying y'all trying to turn him down. He admitted it. If I go and shoot somebody and admit it, are you gonna say, well, shoot, Static grew up a newspaper. Why y'all mess with him? No, he admitted he shot somebody. He admitted he was wrong. So if we want to go biblical, why do you make wrong right? If you want to go biblical. If you don't want to go biblical and you want to just go and get on the platform of everybody else that says
No. Let him finish.
Yeah.
Let him finish.
and you just want
Okay.
to get on the platform of everybody else, then go ahead and do it. But I'm saying wrong is wrong, and when he admit he was wrong, then that was it. He convicted himself.
Okay.
He actually said, "I did it. Yep, I did that. It was a thing to do at the time." He actually had jokes about it.
If he did it.
Well, when they were signing the for the
Oh, you got to speak into the mic.
he,
I'm just saying, I don't know if he did it. I just ain't letting my daughter drink nothing that feels.
Exactly. Hey, baby, get some coffee, some pooch.
Put that in the put in box. Yeah, and I mean, it's a hard thing because everybody loved him, and he was America's father or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even white people gravitated to that
Right.
show and their family. But like said, wrong is wrong and right is right. I can't, in good faith, look at that if he's guilty of sin of that or whatever. Because I come a little deeper. He had a movie in the 70s where he had he signed his name to the devil in a contract or whatever. And I forgot the name of the movie, but I kind of been studying him over the years, with the allegations and stuff like that. And, just coming into knowing what I know about the industry and how things work. it's extremely plausible because for somebody to be that famous and that rich, you're gonna get dragged into some demonic situations.
Stuff, yeah.
It just it's not maybe you are.
Talking about Illuminati kind of stuff.
Well, I don't like using that word because that's a trigger word, but I mean, and that that's
she
kind
don't
of
stay here.
that I'm about to say that's kind of the financial part of it, but there's also a satanic part of it. So the financial part, dealing with Illuminati, whatever, I
don't know him either, y'all.
I kind of put that mess over there, but I'm more dealing with the satanic part and the spiritual wickedness and stuff that comes with the industry. And a lot of people are blind to that. I was blind to it. Like my brother used to study this stuff in the 2000s, and I thought he was crazy. But when I started looking into it and going down the rabbit hole, you got the red pill, the blue pill. Which one you want to choose?
Bill was selling all pills.
And they had X's on them.
Right.
But yeah, so when you know that type of stuff, that that most likely happened and stuff. And now he's admitting to it. And so yeah, it pretty much, especially with the amount of success. Like everybody that's in Hollywood is not evil. But once you start garnering a whole bunch of success, and it's really this way in the music industry, and I can speak to it because I was in the music industry. And thank God that God stopped my success before it got to the point that you got to make those type of decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not spiritually prepared, you're going to make the wrong decision.
We'll be interviewing you from the jail. Yo, this is P-Dog.
and I mean, just think about all these rappers and stuff that are always in trouble. All the musicians, all the rock and rolls. People that are always in trouble.
And you dying from
always on drugs.
Yeah.
Always sex scandals. I mean, it's prevalent. It's just right in your face, but nobody see it. Everybody like, he just tripping. Oh, he got the number 69 on his face for no reason. I saw some weird kid.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Tekashi 69 or some crap like that. Oh, he just being rock and roll. Nah, dude, something spiritually wrong with this dude. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, my thing is, if he admitted, why do we not? Why we turn a blind eye to him admitting it and saying, oh, they just trying to get it? No, I did it, so he admitted it. So after he's admitting it, then what? You can't say it's everybody else's fault now.
Yeah, he destroyed the legacy, basically.
Yeah, you can't say somebody else is destroying my legacy.
Consequences from it.
Yeah, because he admitted it, and now there are consequences that's gonna come from it.
Yeah,
I'd have been like Slim Shady. Was it me?
That was not Slim Shady.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Shaggy,
No,
the reggae artist, not the rap artist.
Okay.
There you go, butchering.
Mercy.
Well, it wasn't me.
Mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Mercy.
Oh man.
Doctor?
Well, I just have a different opinion. It's not that I'm just all
We don't
supporting
allow
Bill Cosby or anything.
We don't allow different opinions.
But I just,
Oh no, black folks don't either, especially black folks.
Okay.
my feelings is every time that he was attempting to buy a major network, all these cases of the hashtag Me Too, all this stuff started to evolve. So, I mean, there were women along the way that in civil court, they took money, they did all this, even with the woman with Trump, they all took money. So for me, you can't have it both ways. That's how I feel. So and I'm sure at some point, even behind closed doors, he had to admit that he did something. And so I'm just.
Why we got the quotes? Air quotes. This is radio. They can't see air.
No.
Oh, thank you.
This is how she rolls. You know that. That's Tawana. She gonna emphasize pretty good.
And to your point though, a lot of these artists do pay off their people. Like I said to the R. Kelly thing, he paid off a whole bunch of girls, and then they had gag orders. But one of the girls said, screw the gag order, I'm going to talk because I want to save some other girls from getting harmed. So there's a lot of guys that take advantage of their fame and just do bad things. Then to your other point about the money, I'm sorry for cutting y'all, but to the money, think about everybody that's tried to do something major. Prince tried to get all his masters, he's gone. Michael Jackson said Tommy Mottola was the devil and he got all his masters and now he's gone. That's a dangerous game to play as a black person, and that's a black issue.
Michael Michael Jackson had some other issues going on. No, medical issues, even with the lupus. So
Yeah,
we
sleeping in the
make-
pod
we
and
make-
stuff like that.
Well, we make fun of him, but when you understand lupus, that's an autoimmune disease that it's like your body is not recognizing, your immune system is not recognizing the body and is being attacked. There's conditions where he wasn't able to go outside. There's other things that out of the medical he had, there was some psychological imbalances as well. Now, Conway Moore, of course, he had to go to jail because improper CPR, one, two, do no harm, so you can't continue to prescribe medication. Just like I'm surprised somebody hasn't gone to jail for Prince, because you have to prescribe even for a level 2 drug. You have to have a constant prescription. He took more than what his body weight was able to withstand or whatever, and so therefore he is dead. Gerald Levert, 2 different prescriptions as well.
Yep.
You have another overdose of more of these level 2 drugs that are medically accepted. Okay.
You see how informative this show is?
Man.
I'm learning stuff. I learn stuff more. I learn more. Just never mind. So I was going to say I'm learning more. Anyway, we want to go to he say she say.
Okay, so everybody got their
We got our opinion.
I want to make sure you got yours out based upon what he was saying,
I'm
but
fine.
okay, she good now.
We'll argue after y'all leave.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, I was chastised before I became on the show. So, anyway,
Take that drug.
So you gave her a level 2 drug.
Is there sexual harassment in marriage?
it can be.
No, it can't.
Yes, it can.
Your body ain't
If your
yours.
wife says no and you forcibly make her
No,
do something,
no. I said
Yes.
sexual harassment, not rape. I'm saying sexual harassment.
Same thing.
So I can't look at you.
No. Don't be
Man.
looking at me.
Man.
Don't be winking at me.
Security.
Man.
Security.
Man.
Wow.
Just don't brush
Don't
up
be
on it.
saying no suggestive words,
Man.
making me feel uncomfortable.
Man.
She don't.
So the doghouse is real around here.
Cut it out. Anyway, before we
Right.
go into the question, Phyllis says, I feel it takes a strong person to admit when they are wrong. And he said, I did it, unlike I did not have sex with that woman. Y'all know who said that?
Bill
Bill
Clinton.
Clinton. So many other
Well,
women.
he didn't in hell either.
Exactly. So many other men that have been involved in similar situations without the similar consequences. So at least she's saying at least he admitted that he did wrong.
That don't make you no better person. You still did it.
Well, just repent. You'll be all right.
Right,
You
You better believe it.
Look, since you're admitting it, you might as well repent.
Yeah.
Okay, so the he say she say question.
Well,
He say, she
is
say.
it really
He say, she
admitting if it's just an admission now? that
Okay, you
you're
ready?
talking?
How is what you say?
Is it really an admission if you're just admitting it now that you're caught?
Right. That's
That's a good question.
it's not you because you should if you was gonna admit it, you would admit it when you first did it
Yeah.
without being caught.
Had too
Yeah,
much to lose back then.
I beg to differ. I think he did admit some things.
Well, he
in
did
those-
in his he did admit some things in his it was his comedy. In his comedy, he mentioned a lot of that stuff in his comedy, and we all thought it was just comedy. Plus, in that day and age, in the
in
'70s and the
civil-
'80s,
in
that's
those
what was going
civil suits,
on.
He admitted some stuff.
Oh yeah, okay,
I'm telling you, he did.
yeah. So,
Wait
but he only
for
admitted
now.
because he got caught.
Okay. So the he said she say question is,
Oh,
does
God.
social media provide effective communication or is it just a sophisticated way to stalk people?
I think you can
Well, we
use
got one
anything.
example of that right now. AD said, Cedric, you need to give me a call. You got some issues.
Now, is that stalking or is that just?
It's an effective way
Is that
of
effective-
communication.
is that effective
That's an effective way of communicating.
Man, my phone is always on.
Social media effective way for communication or stalking. I would say, no, not always is effective means of communication. It's not. Things are posted that are not true or real or whatever. So I don't believe it
World
is.
star.
I don't believe it is. Now, I did come off of social media because of a stalker.
Ooh.
And let me tell you something.
Do tell.
Yeah, I will tell. I
Okay.
came
Block all
off
my
of social.
stalkers.
I did. I came off of social media for almost a year and a half or two because even when I went to the police, because I had posted, I was at church. I posted fun things with people. Even after I left, I was still I was blamed for posting where I was for this particular minister to follow me.
Ooh, a minister.
Ooh, a minister?
Man,
Dang.
praise the Lord.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Is this how Creflo got his plane?
I was at another
You
church.
preaching to the
and,
choir.
I
Wow.
was at another church, but it hurt me so bad that he ended up joining the church.
Oh.
And similar ministries that were parallel with mine as a minister, I was part of the assimilation. So people that joined, I was evangelism, I would help them with that stuff. I was on the baptism team. And so I was doing a lot of counseling, and all the ministries, he was right there in them. Then he went to my job. I worked a contract job on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He posted a picture of some things that was in the office.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is scary.
And so I wasn't able to get any help. So now if I'm out and about and doing, I may post something afterwards, but you would never know what church I go to. You would not know exactly where I work because these are private, intimate places where I need to have my freedom,
Right.
especially at church. And you have somebody that's 2 rows back that is just like
Stalking you.
stalking you. It's really
Look
scary.
at your text and they say, "Hey, I'm like."
It's not flattering at all when somebody stalks you.
That is
No,
not.
it's
And
not.
then-
It's not.
Going
That's
to
scary.
the church attorney, that was a whole kind of a mess. Well, we're not sure if we can really.
Well, because they can't actually go and put that out there
They
because it
can't.
makes them look bad.
They can't. They really can't. So.
Plus,
Well,
he
they-
tied well.
Right. Well, yeah. He's a good
That's
tither.
the thing
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
His-
it was
his money comes in pretty
also
good.
a ministry too, so I'm not gonna get into the black church
Stalking ministry.
today.
Oh.
But I would say I did feel that they
That's
kind of
kinda let
failed
you
me in
down?
that sense because I had proof that he was stalking me. I really did.
And they didn't do nothing.
They
And that's
didn't.
that's rough. And she's
But-
right about the black church. They're a little rough these days.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because they have an image they want to keep that image up. And
Right.
Anybody within that church, anybody within
Yeah,
that
it
church
is.
that tears down
Some
your
churches
image
are more of a business
can
than
take
a
money away
ministry.
from you.
And she's absolutely right. It's a business.
Yeah.
Too
It
many
is a
social
Not all of them,
functions.
but a lot
They're
of them.
about the money first. I'm so
Right.
sorry, but not sorry. But it is about the money.
It really is.
It always is. It's the tithing. Really, when you go to seminary school, really the tithe.
Anytime you go
Yeah,
to
tithing is not even biblical if that's where you're going. Like,
Anytime
if
you go
study
to
the history of
church,
tithing.
anytime you go to church, they have a tithing, an offering,
A
a
building
love
fund.
offering, a building fund. They got a.
We need a $20 more fund.
Yeah. We need a $1
Sow a
fund.
seed.
We need to sow a seed.
Come
for
down
us.
with your money in your hand up.
And I love the building fund that the building never grows.
Yeah.
But
I've been paying on the building
You've
for
been
50
putting the
years.
building
They had
for
3
50 years.
pastors.
yeah. You're gonna have 12 pastors in the same building. Yeah.
And put a donut.
Well, there you
Right.
go.
Okay.
Look what we did.
The paint still just it was so white it turned yellow.
And
Just-
why do all got auxiliaries? I've never heard of auxiliary until I went to church. Auxiliary? What's an auxiliary?
Mission number 1, 2, and 3, huh? How many missions we got?
Yeah, right.
Appreciate you.
So, no, but actually, Louis, you want to answer that stalking or effective communication?
I'm
Or
a
last?
yeah.
All right,
He always
Patrick,
goes last,
Tom,
you know
yeah.
this.
I know.
Well, I think the question just about the use of social media. I think a lot of people abuse it. A lot of people get really dumb on social media. They put out so many things, just like that NFL player that was using the N word, back in high school when he was 15 years old.
Yeah, and then now they come back.
Now I come back on you.
Mhm.
So, I talk to my son and my kids about that all the time. Like, you cannot put out questionable information. You cannot even really like people's tweets that put out questionable
Right.
stuff.
You can.
Because people take that to a whole nother level.
Yeah,
Right.
they do. They use it against you.
Absolutely. Like jobs, they'll go into your
Sure
history
will.
Yeah, they
to
sure
see
do.
whether they're going to hire you. I mean, people have to understand that. The young people just seem to be oblivious to that.
They think they can just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
They post whatever they want to post. The next
Yeah.
thing you know, oh, well, is that you? Yeah, but that was 12 years ago. Well, I don't know. We can't hire you.
Yeah, right. And
Like
know
you
what
don't
I'm
grow.
You had on
Yeah.
a bikini. No, you was
Yeah.
too flamboyant with your
Yeah,
body.
yeah, and that was just last weekend.
Right.
Well, you know the Dallas Cowboys have a thing. Their cheerleaders are suing the league because they have certain things that the cheerleaders can't do on social media. And one of the girls, I guess she was at the beach or something, and she posted it. And I don't remember if they fired her or they fined her or something, but she got in trouble for it. And she's like, "No, wait a minute now, y'all going too far." It was two of them.
Beach. Just
I don't
posting
remember. They
pictures.
were at some event or something. It was two of them. One of them, I think her shorts were too short. It was something that they did.
Come on, that's the Cowboy
and it
cheerleaders.
was
They
on
showing
social
all
media,
For real.
and they got.
They
I
invented
call
Days
it
of
the color
Dukes.
black,
They
yeah.
invented Days of Dukes.
And the high heel boots.
Right, right. Oh,
What
yeah.
image was they putting out?
Yeah.
Right.
Put them on a
exactly.
pole and a table and
Yeah, but what they were saying was that the players can do certain things, but the cheerleaders can't, and it's not fair. So they are going to the league to fuss about that. But yeah. So what do you say about it, Benchwarmer?
I think it's a good
Keep
way.
it short.
I think it's a good way of stalking. I really do. I think it's a good way of and some people want to make it look like I'm just keeping up or I'm just catching up with But the majority of people that are on Facebook, I'm not gonna say everybody, but the majority of people on Facebook are using that to find out where their next quote unquote prey is. And so they're just watching you. They're watching you. You see somebody start liking. Okay, there's a problem here. If you, especially if you like something that was put up like 30 years ago. I put this picture up 8 years ago, and you just now liking it. That means you went through my whole picture, thing, just to go see it. So I think it's a good form of stalking. Now some people use it just to catch up, see what my friends are doing, see what's going on, But I think this is just another way, and I think predators use it too. I think predators use it. They use that. They use anything social. I think this whole social media thing has gotten so far out of control that you can't even really reel it back in. There's no way in the world you can put this thing back in the box. And they're trying to. Facebook is trying to, but there's no way in the world you can put this thing back in the box because Pandora is already out. So now what do? And I always say it starts at home.
It's the individuals.
You teach those. Number one, you as an individual need to have a little bit more cool about yourself. Because if you crazy, your kid's gonna be crazy. so don't think you crazy and then think you're gonna teach your kids not to be crazy. Because they're gonna be crazy. So it's the individual, and we just opened up another way of the stalker hour. Tony,
I don't know. I think now. I don't have the stalker mentality, first of all.
I don't know that. So you're a Kansas City fan.
you like Patrick Mahomes? I don't know.
I don't know that.
But
That's the show me state.
It is a show me state. It is.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I get it from him. He is a bad influence.
But I think that if someone is in that mind frame, whether they have Facebook or not,
They're gonna do it anyway.
they're gonna find you.
That's true. That's
They're
true.
gonna find you.
They're gonna do it anyway. Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff out there from Google. We were talking about this, I think,
Yeah.
was it last show or the show before? If you Google yourself and all the information that you find, it's amazing. Like your personal information is out there. If you're not careful, your home address, everything could be out there for other people to find.
I guarantee you, it was some brothers in the bushes before Facebook.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
them
That's why
DLs,
they
they
created
was
the
DLs
stalker
before
laws.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
just-
why you got the ID
but-
channel.
Facebook just gives
allows
an
you
opportunity
to be open with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a little wider
more
range
honest, yeah.
when
And
you
you
go on social
can,
media.
and you don't have to stay within your city.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A
You know,
wider
you-
range
yeah.
of.
You-
And I'm not a stalker, so
You can let your freak flag fly.
Yeah.
And be anonymous.
and being or you can say, well, I'm gonna stay here in this city, but I'm gonna go 2 or 3 other cities over and do my business over there, and then come back and I don't know nothing about
And
me.
remember, some of those serial killers, that's what they did. They wouldn't stay in their city and do it. They would hop over across county lines and do all their stuff and then come back.
Again,
You know?
it's just a theory. I don't know this.
Right now, I'm saying that. I think it could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Might be possible.
Yeah. I mean, but on the flip side though, if you're smart, you can use this to catch those.
And they have done that.
Yeah, you
The
can.
police have used social media to catch predators,
Mhm.
where they've masked themselves. And you'll see some shows like that where they They pretend to be a
It's a
14-year-old
predator.
girl.
I used to love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be a
I think
14-year-old,
Michelle
and
come on in.
then
Right.
and then they come in. It's a whole bunch of men, old men standing there with guns cocked.
Yeah.
I bet you was
He's standing
thinking
there
you
with
wanted a
his hands
14-year-old.
down.
It's gone. It's on,
I
baby.
wasn't about to do nothing. I was just here for the cookies.
You know what? I had to use the restroom and I had to go bad.
She
Well,
said
I
the cookies
think
here.
That's that
So
ID
why are
channel.
your pants around your ankles?
Because I had to use the
Well,
restroom.
that's how I eat my cookies.
Yeah, I eat open like that.
That's how I eat my
I just can't be closed when I'm eating.
Well, I think the question, I think it's twofold. I think it can be a form of effective communication if you use it right. You know, if you use it responsibly, if you know what to post and what not to post. A lot of my family is not here in Texas. My husband's family is here, but my mom is in, you know.
Just gonna tell my business.
I'm sorry. But
They're around the corner, down the street, 1313 Pelican Drive, 555.
So, and my kids, you know, my family has watched
Where they
my
at?
kids grow up
Right.
through social
Yeah.
media. But what I've done is I've created private albums. I've created private groups.
That's
I've created
it.
secret groups and things like that, to where I can post things about my kids, my grandkids, and things like that for people to see that are not attacked by just any old
General
body.
public, yeah.
That's being
and then I
responsible.
have, and then you could create lists like on Facebook. It allows you to put people in certain lists. So I have a list of acquaintances that only get to see certain stuff.
Right.
I have friends
Oh,
that
you
only
don't
get to see
the good
certain
stuff?
stuff.
I know, they're online right now, like, really?
Oh, I didn't know.
Really?
That's why I didn't know.
Then I periodically go back and check my privacy settings and I reset them. So I do that like once a month. So I check those and I limit the posts to people that I don't want them to see, and so on and so forth. And like I said, I think it can be a form of effective communication if you use it
This
responsibly.
is Facebook 101. You forget a job tomorrow. So can you come work for us?
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
Right.
Hey,
Hey.
you showed up in Oak Cliff like a couple of
Matter of
months
fact,
ago.
I'll be on a show tomorrow. Can I say that?
Well, yeah, I don't care what you
That I'll
do.
be on a show tomorrow talking about how to be effective in your social media use. And I'll post that. Can I post it on the page?
Okay, well,
Can I share it?
Sweet.
Yeah.
yeah, you gonna do it anyway.
My other business, no, I wasn't. I would not do it without your permission. You know
Yeah,
that.
I'm just playing.
But the name of my business is Your Media Girl, and that's what I teach, is how to use social media responsibly for business and otherwise. So
Sweet.
I've been doing it for years. I've been going since Facebook's inception. As a matter of fact,
MySpace.
I started with MySpace. That's how far back I go with social media. So
Have
that's
don't even know
why.
what MySpace is.
Yeah, man.
man.
I
It's so
started with
2005. No.
Right.
Yeah. Look, 2004.
Oh, she corrected you. No, it came out 2004.
Yeah,
Pardon
that's
me.
when I started, and I've always kept up with the trends and things like that. And as the social media grows, I grow with it, you know. And I've tried to teach my kids, you know, the things that they're supposed to do and what they should not do. If I see something, I mean, I've had my kids block me and unblock me, friend me and unfriend me.
Boy, kids will do
Mom,
that
sure
shit.
don't
will.
get on Snapchat. If you get on Snapchat, I'm leaving. I'm like, you don't have to worry about Snapchat, because guess what? You snap, you chat, and then it's gone. So I'm
That's
not
the
worried
one that
about Snapchat.
disappears.
Yeah, it disappears.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not as worried about Snapchat as I am with the other ones that stay around for years and years and years. So like, they don't get on Facebook as much anymore because I'm on them about it, and I watch, and I tell them, I said, I'm not stalking you, but I do go and periodically check your social media.
Eddie said he needs to talk to you about his business.
Who said that?
Eddie.
80. You know what? Don't even go there. I've been trying to do business with you since 2004.
Don't call a man out on the radio station.
He calling me out.
Now he said he needs to do business with you.
I'm not talking to you, AD.
That's a
I'm
good
not.
thing.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna talk to you about business no more.
Okay. So
Anyway, so I wasn't finished, mister.
now I'm trying to get you off AD.
I was getting off AD.
I hope so.
I'm gonna choke you. Oh my God. Y'all, help me. Somebody pray right now. Lay hands.
That is your other half.
Oh my gosh. Have mercy. Somebody. But anyway, so yeah, I've tried to talk to the kids and let them know, you know, what's acceptable and what's not. and I don't stalk them, but I am, watching them every now and again. Like I said, with my privacy settings, I check once a month. I may go to my kids' stuff every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, or something like that, just to see.
Is that not stalking?
It's not. It's watching your kids.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't
You
care.
have-
I'm
you
gonna
have
stalk my
to.
kids
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
I agree with
don't care
that.
how old they are. My oldest is well, I'm not gonna tell his age, but he's older
Oh,
than
man.
33? No.
He up there.
everybody out.
He's up there.
My family
I
ain't
watch his
here.
stuff too, and every now and again I'll send him a text message, man. You a Christian. Why you saying what you saying?
You know what? And I mean, that's
Y'all
I think
use
that's
acronyms.
I think that's cool though, because the kids, you never get too old to be corrected or whatever, and if they're out of line. I had to correct my son on something yesterday. He's in college and he's got recruits looking at him, and I'm not gonna say what I corrected him on, but I just saw. I'm like, you might want to get rid of that.
This is the call out show.
Semi-questionable.
My kids have their grandparents on there. I'm like, would you like your grandmother to see?
Y'all,
what
this is
you
the call out
posted?
show. Anybody else who want to call out?
Anyway, Rayshawn Hyder says social media has provided more negative than positive, in my opinion.
I agree with Winky.
Your
World Star.
opinion.
That's Winky.
That's Winky.
Winky.
What up, Wayne?
World Star.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's to me, I think there's
And fake news.
Yeah. But I think there can
And
be
fake news
a
is
good
fake news.
balance, especially to those people who don't have family and friends. Facebook was created to get you some social life online.
No,
Right.
technically,
You know.
Facebook was created because these people in one college want to hang out with each other.
That's what I'm saying. But they were creating it to create friendships that you would not normally be able to get in your immediate circle.
Yeah,
Don't
some
help
some
you when it
nerd
comes
in
to social
Colorado.
Some
Hey,
Zuckerberg.
Then he put pictures of himself with muscles and stuff.
Right,
and
that's me. Can you Facebook and Photoshop all at the same time? So that might not be you.
Boy, oh boy. And he says, but it can be used for the good too. That's what I'm saying. It has its good and it has its bad.
It's a balance.
And
It's a balance.
everything is like that. I mean, Google is that way. If you go out and Google something, if you go and do a physical networking place, there's good and there's bad. So everything you just have to be responsible. I think that's the biggest thing. So, but it can be used for stalking. Y'all had some very valid points. All right,
Last word.
Professor.
So, let me read the question again.
When I used
I
to
don't
stalk
want to
people.
I didn't have to Facebook nobody.
Professor, he got that very white.
So,
I used to just film from across the street.
When I used to stalk, I just got in the window. I didn't need social media.
That's the old stalk.
That's old school, y'all.
Stalk and film and come across the street, get the extra zoom on.
My bush game was strong.
You gotta take that one.
so
Say how you want to, sorry.
the question.
You said your bush came strong.
Bush gang.
So the question is, does social media provide effective communication, or is it just a sophisticated way to stalk people? I think the one thing we have to understand is that social media can produce a negative aspect. But my number one thing is, to answer that question, it depends on that person's ulterior motive.
Yes.
It can go anywhere from face-to-face evangelism to some stalker wanting to go after a 12-year-old and meet him somewhere only to kill him.
Flirting.
So I've always said that Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, it's just a platform that was created. It's just sitting there for people to use.
do whatever
It's
you
the
want to do.
people that make it evil,
That's right.
or people that make it godly.
Right.
That's just how I view it. So when you look at that question, it just depends on that person's motive.
I have a question. Why is it that everybody on Facebook is a motivational speaker?
Yes.
Or a life coach. You're a life coach. Everybody on Facebook is either a motivational speaker or a life coach or a preacher or something. Everybody on Facebook got something motivational to say, and they probably about to jack them all I do.
You know what? You're probably right about that. I be seeing
But he's right.
seeing the preachers that and I study preachers to see which ones are good and sent to God and which are questionable. You have a lot of them on there, filming themselves with a hat and a muscle shirt on. Yeah, the Lord said,
yeah.
today is your day.
Right.
How about that? Just macking online.
It's like everybody
And
got
then they
something
DM
motivational.
somebody.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Clarice, see you online. Shell. It's all women. Ain't not a man on there.
The Lord told me to tell you hi.
So by you mentioned that, what you saying that to say what?
I'm saying that to say every time you go to if you go to just a regular your page, right? You go to your page, you're gonna see somebody with a motivational quote on. And these people that you might know, I didn't know y'all knew anything about motivating anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Can't motivate to get out the bed anymore.
you in the bed motivated. Get up. This is your day. I mean, you see that? I mean, I see it all the time. I get tired. Sometimes I get tired of looking at Facebook because everybody's a psychologist. Everybody knows psychology. Everybody needs, I'm like,
Well, the thing is, with Facebook, you have an instant audience. You have an opportunity to
lie to them.
share some things that you might not have a platform for.
And you can be anybody you
That's-
want to be.
That's an intelligent answer.
Man.
And I like what she said. She said you can be
I'll go
anybody.
for my motivation speak tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can go cash your
Be
check.
anybody.
This is Wise Wednesday.
Look, you can go cash your check and lay all the money
Boy.
out on the
Yeah,
bed.
and that's all the money you got for the next 2 years.
You take all that money and got $1 left after you pay the bills.
Look, it's 100 with 100 ones
Right,
on there.
right.
They got the money.
Talking about y'all want to make this get at me.
Right. Yeah.
Get at me. Y'all want to make this kind of money? Get at
Sometimes,
me.
yeah.
Man, that's monopoly money. You just wrapped it up in a $100 bill.
For real.
So Ray Sean says, it unfortunately gives you the platform to chat across the world that normally you wouldn't have without this platform. And then he says, no experience, no doctrines, no nothing. So the wrong info can get spread.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then AD says, what's wrong with encouraging someone or motivating someone?
Cedric.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. I'm just
Nothing.
saying, no, nothing's wrong with encouraging or motivating. I'm just saying it's funny that it's funny that every single body gets on there and wants to motivate and encourage. And they probably about as jacked up as the next man.
Well, sometimes when you encourage others, you encourage yourself.
Yeah, you hear that, but first of all, it starts with you. And
That's what I'm saying. You may be putting it out there to encourage. You might be putting it out there to encourage yourself,
You
and
could
it just
be.
happens to
That's true.
encourage others.
You
Some
could be.
self-medication.
You could be. It's just
Some
funny
people
that
do that.
it's
I
just,
know I've
it's
done
just
that.
funny to me that everybody on there is a motivational speaker or an encouragement. I mean, I thought we just had
Well, I
Les
found
Brown.
quotes that I really liked for me, and I was like, you know what, this would be nice to share that with everyone.
Mhm.
And I go and I
But
put it
see-
on there to share.
But see, guess what? Take what
Yes.
you just said and go all the way back to 85. So what would that person have done in 85 that they're doing now?
85.
Without what they have written a book?
No.
What if
Well, in 85, let me break that down to you.
See, I was a kid.
if all this motivational speech you talking about is just popping on your timeline, let's take social media away. What would have been done for them to get their point across?
Okay,
Just go back 30 years
I'm
ago.
going
Would
with
you join groups, organizations?
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you have these face-to-face one-on-ones. You talk to people. You become a part of something, and that's what was going on in 85. We was a part of something.
Yeah, we were more social.
Right.
back then.
It was more fleshly.
Yeah, we
He
have
says
really-
all
yeah,
the
we have
time,
really-
he's like,
yeah.
if you didn't have social media, what would you do? How would you connect with this person?
Exactly.
How would you talk to them?
You-
How would you, instead of just texting your people, when you pick up the phone and call them?
Yeah. Now
When you write a letter?
we become so lazy about spreading your own word.
Well,
And
just look at kids. When they're in the room, they're all like this.
Right.
right.
There's no eye contact at all. They're just all, I have to get my kids' attention. They have these earbuds in that are noise killers.
So
I'm like sitting here in front of my child that's sitting 2
At
feet
the dinner
from
table
me
at the
doing
restaurant.
this.
right. And plus,
I'm trying to talk to you.
how much heart do you put in it when you're actually face to face talking to someone, as opposed to There's
and
no
then
heart
your
there.
message sometimes gets misconstrued.
yeah, there's number one,
You
there's no
may
heart there,
say it
and
one
there's
way.
nothing real about you getting on a computer and putting something up there,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just words.
Yeah, and
And
we're
the way
not.
people read things sometimes,
And I'm not saying it's bad.
they may receive it differently than
Right.
the way you meant it. I've had that several times because sometimes I can be very brash and to the point, and I've had to go back and say, wait a minute, how did they receive that? They might not have received it the way that I meant it. So I have to actually go back to them and say, hey, did you understand how I was saying it to you? I wasn't trying to offend you, but this is da 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 da. I've done that several times.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just find it funny.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, you know, the majority of them are probably real, genuine with
Right,
the message and stuff. But you know, just like the example with the kids, your neighbors, you rarely talk to your neighbors anymore. Everybody's more antisocial in this social time.
But your neighbors, you
People
know
are
them on
scary.
social media though.
Yeah,
they your
right.
neighbors. They right next door to
We
you.
got
And you know
Don't
them on
ever
social
talk
media.
to them.
Don't
Yeah.
ever talk to
App
them.
called Neighbor Next Door.
Right.
That you can send out postcards to your neighbor that lives right next door to you to invite them to come and socialize with you.
Come
on
right
this
next
app.
door. Come next door.
Instead
Where
of
you
coming
staying?
to
I
the
stay right
door
next
saying,
door. Come on
"Welcome
over.
to the neighborhood with a pie like they used to do.
No.
Welcome to the neighborhood with a postcard. Join me on this app so
Right,
we can
right.
talk."
So, but it's nothing wrong. I'm just saying. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny.
I agree.
So
All
yeah.
right.
All right. We moving right along. We
Okay,
gotta
so
get into.
wait. Professor,
Okay.
were you done?
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
My main thing was it depends on the motive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a yes or no. It depends on that person's motive. If your motive is righteous, there's nothing wrong with social media. But if your motive is full of wickedness, that's why social media is the way it is.
And the same wickedness, that same wicked person be putting them encouraging words out.
I agree.
Entice.
Because that entices. Oh, they let me keep following. They keep following. They keep doing. All it is
You,
wickedness.
you know the crazy. I'm sorry.
You have to watch out for the fake accounts that are always created.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I was
That
about
is
to
a great
create me a
point.
white account and see what I get.
Boy, you crazy.
Go straight white and see what I get.
Cedric Lionheart.
Yeah.
I just want to know, is this the same person y'all went to school with?
Yeah, he's always
Still
crazy.
the same? Okay.
It was gonna be Adam or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Adam
Adam Archuleta.
Yeah, something like that.
He
But no,
did,
yeah.
you know what? He did create this little hero. Look, remember that little hero guy you created on your social media?
oh, yeah,
one time?
yeah.
He had it as his profile one time.
Little
He looked
avatar.
like he
Yeah. It was, yeah. I'm like, I want to see what I
It
get.
was hilarious.
Because I'm curious as to find out what do you get if you create your profile to a different person. Like if I'm creating a white profile,
If
I'm
you
black.
use your middle name, you might be
You're gonna
act
don't
like
do
you
that.
white.
You're gonna get you get kicked off the show.
I said you can do it. I wasn't gonna say what it is.
But you could actually, I guarantee
y'all
you.
can Google it. It's out there.
Everybody don't.
Google me.
Cedric E. Lyons.
Girl, you sure?
Hey,
You sure don't want to be back on next year.
Cedric, your name is on there.
You sure don't want to
You
be
got
back
it
on.
on Facebook.
And y'all need to put them phones up.
How you
They
spell
Google
Cedric?
it
No.
right now.
Y'all need to put them phones up.
This is just participation.
Audience participation.
Anyway, let me finish my. Y'all can put the phones down while I finish
No,
my
they're
point.
not gonna.
You don't want
It's
to
too late.
I know. I'm
Already
looking
got 'em
hard
started.
too.
Stay tuned. I will give.
No, but because I'm more than 12 states, so you might see one of the states.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna post that video of that show we did back then.
Oh, you still got it?
I still got the
Which
video.
show?
Yeah, the Came Access show from '89.
Yeah,
I still got a copy of it.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
it.
Sid had a suit on with a turtleneck.
And he was about this thin, wasn't he?
Huh?
He was about this thin,
Yeah.
wasn't he? He was always
It was a grease.
Oh, I gotta see this. This is something I've never seen.
Oh yeah, you would enjoy it. It was
Oh,
freaking
man.
awesome.
Like, send that to me personally. I'm gonna give you my email address.
But I was doing my thing, all right?
Yeah, you host. You getting your host on.
Yeah, I was doing my thing.
You getting your host on with the perm dude. But you know what the crazy thing about it? This was a young show, I guess. But the host, the other host, and the lady host, they were old as crap. Everybody should have been at the Blues Palace.
Oh, my goodness.
Said it was the only young
That's
host.
funny.
They made Sid look old. They was old.
Wow.
I found
You found it in the city.
Cedric Lyons assisted Bill Cosby with drink manufacturing.
Oh, see?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
went.
hilarious.
Eugene. Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't
Okay, it was
do
nice
it.
being with y'all.
I didn't do it.
We got another guest in the hallway. I'm sorry.
You can already replace real quick.
Yeah, I did want my own show, but
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
that's-
I don't know now.
Hold on. What's the name of the show?
Huh?
What's the theme of that show?
The theme of it?
Yeah.
4-1 Sports Talk?
No.
When friends take over?
They
They
take over.
did take over. It is their turn.
Yeah.
Last time y'all gonna
Wow.
be on the show. Y'all wait by.
Hey.
First and last.
Skills program
For
the
real.
name of the show when friends take over. That's
Yeah.
that doing their job.
Y'all wave by.
Yeah,
Oh, we got. I'm sorry.
she should've been in here for
I'm
the
sorry.
inspection
Tell,
thing.
come here. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, honey. Come on in here.
I was
That's
just
just
waiting.
I'm so sorry. We got to talk
It's
about
his
the.
fault.
You
He
know.
didn't tell me you was coming.
Very nice to
Come on
meet you.
this side over here.
Yeah.
Come next to Tawana.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Slide
Before
on
we
in
get
there so they
into
can see your face.
before we get into the
Did you
health.
want to answer the question?
Want to let? Want
You
you?
want to answer the question?
What was the question?
The question about the social media.
You don't have to
being
pick up the whole thing. You can
effective.
take it off the mic. It does come off.
Shoot, this old heavy mic. He was gonna go to sleep.
It does come off.
Hands gonna be down like
The
this.
question is,
He like,
does social media provide effective communication, or is it just a sophisticated way to stalk people?
I would say that it provides effective communication. It can, you know, and like he said, it depends on how you use it. So it can also be a good, you know, because sometimes I post things and I notice whenever I only post certain things that some people like it, and I'm like, oh, you can see my stuff. Like I didn't even know, you know, that you know, can see my stuff on your timeline. So even though we're friends, because you know, if you have a lot of friends, you don't always see all their stuff on your timeline.
Right.
So I'm like, but if they go right to you, then they can always watch what you have, you know. So I'm like, okay, so you watching? I see you.
Yes.
Winky said I was a knockoff of Don Cornelius Jr.
yeah, we can remember that video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tell us who you are and tell us exactly why you're here, because this is a good reason why you're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Alberta Robertson. I'm a defensive back coach for the Texas Elite Spartans women's football team.
Yes.
And we actually have our home opener this Sunday night against the Houston Energy at 7 p.m. So that's why I'm here to represent the Elite Spartans.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
Put me in.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys got a lot of things going on at the event. I know we got television that's going to be there. Will be there. As a matter of fact, Tony's going to do some. You're going to do the video, right?
Yes, I am.
What that little short answer? He can talk all day long, but that yes, I am. Just
And we're gonna live stream on Facebook.
Yeah.
On the page.
Thank y'all.
yeah, and on the radio station too.
Y'all
Yeah.
get some give me some pads and
You want to
stuff.
get padded up?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
we
gonna
got
get
you.
padded up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out there.
We'll get you lined up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get you
because you
Okay,
got
put your ass on
the
there.
who was the young lady that she's on the offense? What was her position? Oh my goodness, she was a not wide receiver.
Split in.
Oh no, what
Oh,
was a
split
split
in.
end? What's a split end?
Split.
That's your hair.
That's a wide receiver.
That's
That's a wide receiver.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let you hold up. I can't remember her name, but she's my height, and she's.
Oh, she was defensive back. I think she.
I think so.
Yeah, she's not with us.
She's
We're the Texas Elite Spartans.
No. She
No,
was.
she was on the show.
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's
on
a
the
defensive back. Are you talking about Tracy?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably Tracy.
Short,
I can't
bright.
remember, but she was.
No,
I
she's
was
not
looking
right.
out of her. I was like, "Oh, I can play." I thought I was too
Oh,
short to
you might be
play.
talking about Jelly. Does she have
Jelly,
her
that's
hairline?
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I thought she was talking
Because
about
Jelly
somebody else.
rhymes with Shelly. Okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
yeah,
That was
yeah, Jelly's
Yes.
a linebacker. She's really
Must
good.
be jelly because jams don't
She's
shake
one
like
of-
that.
She's one of 7 gold medalists that we have on our team.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
the squad is loaded. It's some athletes on the squad.
So have y'all started
Right.
playing this your first home
We
game?
needed to see
Yeah.
some practices.
Oh, we can come out. We're practicing Friday night. Come on through.
No, they want me to pad up or something
We
like that. doing all
we
that.
had our first game this past weekend in Tulsa, and we won 68-0.
Good.
Wow!
We
Whoa,
ran
that was
that.
not a
Good
game.
Lord.
That's what's up.
Yeah, this game right here versus Houston, you know, Dallas and Houston is always
Yes,
live.
always.
So
Be front, yeah.
it's
Oh,
gonna
it's
be a
gonna
good
be
one.
on.
This is actually our only Sunday night game. We usually play on Saturday, so you can visit www.texaselitewomen'sfootball.com to get tickets. They're $10, and then we're doing kids free 17 and under.
Get
For
out.
this game. Now, any other time it's regular $10 unless you're 8 and under, and then it's free for the kids.
Can I be 8 and under?
Only
Yeah,
you don't
you
pass.
act like sometimes.
Is this indoor or outdoor?
This
This is
outdoor.
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 Yeah,
Y'all
this
ain't the refs, man. You know I ref. Whistleblowers.
No,
Is Texas Elite women?
Contact Texas Elite, yeah, Texas Elite
women's football. Women's with the
women's football, yes. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Go like our page, Texas Elite Women's Football. We're also Texas Elite Women's Football on Instagram as well.
And where's the game gonna be?
It's gonna be in Plano at Prestonwood Christian Academy.
Awesome.
Yes, 7 p.m. on Sunday.
So I can't bring my beer.
Now, we ain't saying you can't bring it.
Y'all gonna have concessions?
It's gonna be in the flask.
It is high school. Yeah, it's got concessions. There will be concessions.
What kind of food?
Yeah, we tailgating.
I don't know, but it's gonna be good. You know.
Okay.
Y'all
got the pickles.
And then you gotta come get the accessories.
Kool-Aid
You know, we
pickles.
got the Texas Elite Spartan shirts. You know, with the cool logos.
How much
Yeah,
are the shirts?
$10, $20, something like that.
She
Yeah,
told me
it's
Make
real-
sure y'all got
She told me
Kool-Aid
$2.50.
pickles with the red Kool-Aid.
I don't know if that's gonna be in this game.
Or
I'm
Jolly
gonna
Ranchers
request
that you put
it,
in the
but,
She told me
the next-
$250 for a shirt.
No, I don't think she told me that.
$250 for a shirt.
Okay, well, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Yeah, we'll take that.
Ray Sean said, or is
But,
his name Winky?
Winky.
Winky.
He said,
Wank.
can men play on the team? I want to be
No.
drafted.
This is actually an all women's league. We are in the
Sorry,
IWFL.
Winky.
It's the independent.
You would
Women's
have to put
Football
on a
League.
wig.
So no, sorry.
Hey, let me ask you something. Is this the same league that the Dallas Diamonds, I think, used to be in?
I used to play for the Diamonds. I actually played for 14 seasons, but no.
Dang.
Well, actually, at one point we were in the IWFL.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I remember that team because we might have we did something with the Diamonds one time
Yeah,
some years ago.
I was likely there.
Yeah, that was like in 08. Oh, you know, another thing we did, you used to go to K104, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember.
We'll be there on Thursday.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
we was there during the interview with them one time or whatever. So when I used to be on the radio there, so
Okay.
yeah.
So y'all wearing full pads, full
Oh yeah,
uniforms?
this is not lingerie. This is we fully
Nice.
packed.
Tony, man, I'm getting
Yeah,
out.
play on the lingerie
So I'm packing this
football
I'm packing the camera up. I'm
No,
glad.
we the elite Spartans, so we warriors. You know,
got to
we
be.
go,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
that's how we get down.
All right, all right.
Ready. Oh my gosh.
All right,
It
again.
snuck up on us.
Yeah, it came fast. It came fast.
And how
so
many games
I'm
are
excited.
in the season?
Usually it's about 8 to 10. This year it's about 8, and then we have playoffs after that. So you can catch up with our schedule. It's on
It's on
Texas
the
Elite,
website?
yeah, on the website,
Yeah, on the
Texas
website.
Elite Women's Football.com, and
Awesome.
then again Facebook. Go like our page, Texas Elite Women's Football.
Awesome.
All right, all right.
Thank
There we go.
you.
We fully informed. Are you staying in for the rest of the time, or you?
You need a
You
chair.
ain't got- yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
you
needs
need
a
a
chair.
chair.
Y'all appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Hey,
you.
y'all got any 300-pound
Yeah, I
linemen?
gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I appreciate y'all.
Oh, okay, okay.
for coming
I was gonna say you can
Love
push
your
Tony out.
They got jackets too?
Yeah. This is a
Especially made.
yeah, this
huh?
is special.
Oh,
Right
I'm
here.
gonna have to give me a
Yeah,
jacket.
but thank
especially
y'all.
made.
Look,
Thank
I look
you.
forward to seeing y'all.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's
See
it.
y'all on
That's the
Sunday.
Texas Elite.
See you then.
We'll see them this Sunday,
We will.
from
We will.
7 to whenever they finish playing.
Ray Sean talking about he thought he was about to get paid.
Right.
I'm sorry, Winky said I thought I was about to get paid.
Who you talked about lingerie? Wait. Who you talked about the lingerie league? I can't.
Boy, oh boy.
Your boy messed me up.
All right, so let's get into. So we got.
The football wasn't very good, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 5 conversations going
Yeah, I know. We got like 12 conversations going.
Okay.
All right, so let's dosel this down and get into health wise. You know, we need to be healthy. Now he coughing over there.
Yeah.
You know, we have no insurance in here, so if you fall, that's the doctor.
Oh,
She can help you.
doctor.
It's a doctor.
Yep, doctors.
All right, what you got for us today, doc?
Alrighty, so
The doctor
we
is
are
in.
talking about, of course, I really want to go over diabetes, especially with there being the type
Sugar.
3 that has been added in there. So
Sugar.
I'm going to really talk about the 4 types and the 3 cardinal sins. But tell me quickly, what did you eat for lunch? Come on, somebody give me what they ate for lunch.
Yeah, somebody give them what they eat for lunch.
You know what?
Wendy's. Yummy.
I had a quesadilla, chicken quesadilla.
Shit, we're gonna
Okay.
tear her whole thing up. What you have for lunch, Louis?
I had baked
It's
salmon
homemade.
and mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Oh, what you
What
had,
did
T?
you have for lunch,
I
Cedric?
skipped lunch.
No, you
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
I didn't.
You-
I did. I haven't had
Okay, what you eat for breakfast?
right.
breakfast. I had
You don't know what you had for
egg
lunch?
Yeah, I
white
did.
omelet, some peanut butter toast,
Nice.
and
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know he the vegetarian
Right.
of the group.
Yeah.
Like, he been
Oh,
killing
great.
them bean patties for years.
I can demonstrate what I have, we can soak in the aroma.
Oh, man.
No, don't demonstrate.
All right.
Please. Get the air freshener.
That's hilarious.
He used to demonstrate in class a lot.
Off that wood chair.
Winky said he had pinky turtle
Sound like
lips.
somebody shooting.
Pink pickled turtle lips.
The heck is that?
Pickled turtle.
Winky on
Got a
something
picture of a
different.
turtle up here.
Yeah, baby, I don't know about that one.
Okay, so I actually had to go out,
Uh-huh.
so I wound up having a baked potato
Baked potato.
stuffed.
Okay. Anybody
Oh, boy.
Where
enjoy
is the lunch I made for you,
Food.
Mr. Lion?
I forgot it's still in the oven. I'm in the refrigerator.
No, you came back and you got it.
No. I mean it's in the at
Oh, it's
work.
still in the refrigerator at work, so you have lunch for tomorrow.
No, I thought you.
You know,
Okay.
Okay, so based on
we
this
don't waste food
report,
around here. I cook, you eat.
But I can't harass.
well,
Nope. It's my world. You just a squirrel.
I'm trying to get in there.
I wasn't gonna say that part.
Help us, doctor. Help us.
Doctor, please save me.
when I come back from Atlanta, we can do sex. We're gonna do that.
Healthy sex, right?
Yeah.
G
Yeah.
is in the building.
Five benefits to have
Oh,
sex.
yeah.
I'm serious.
I like that. 5 benefits.
Yeah, actually.
We might as well skip to that one now.
Five benefits to what?
To having sex.
Oh.
5? There's only 5.
Right? I know.
I missed.
You kind of short, ain't you?
No.
You might need to get into that today.
No.
Yeah.
Don't wait till
No,
you
no,
come
no.
back from Atlanta.
It's more than 5.
Okay.
Of
But when I'm
course.
giving you tips, I'm only going to give you 3 to 5 benefits
Oh,
so that
okay.
you can keep up with
But you
it.
email
All right.
us.
Hey, Wanda, listen to this. I know you listen.
We
listen, baby.
I think I know the benefits.
We'll research the rest.
I mean, I'm enjoying the benefits.
Yeah, and then when I spin off, we'll have a whole sexual healing. So.
Hey, Wanda, the notepad and the drawer and the
Play the
pen.
song right now.
Notepad right now.
Yeah, and she is going to spin off on her own show, so
Okay, that's what's up.
yeah,
That should be the first show.
that should be first, second, and third show.
Wait, and playing Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He should have been playing the song.
Yeah, I like
That was
that.
a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
segue.
Don't play R. Kelly.
Song right
12 play.
He is a man.
AD says, Cedric, I told you you need to call me.
Hey, AD.
Wow.
Okay,
I can't wait
back
for
to
that
diabetes.
Back to
Can
diabetes.
you email me the song
Now,
and
see, look at
preview it?
this. No
Diabetes.
preview.
Thank you. Yeah.
But we're sisters.
Get to the
so
benefits.
Oh yeah,
We can
benefits,
use that for
diabetes.
Transformation
We're talking
Thursday.
about.
We made diabetes.
I don't want to hear
It's
about no
benefits.
diabetes.
Damn diabetes.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about diabetes now. You know
Oh, okay. Yo, we just
I didn't got y'all revved up.
Yeah.
let's switch the show
Get
format.
to the
Can we
benefits.
do that next week?
We can have sex to loosen the sugar.
Well, it
See what I'm saying?
because it is
I
like you do burn like 5 calories a minute when you're.
5 calories.
That's
But you
it.
can't-
Man, I
you
can.
do- wait, hold on, let me finish. It's based on intensity.
5 calories.
It's based on
Like I said, I should be about 5 pounds lighter
Well, if you stand
every night.
when you stand,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
you'll burn more calories.
Ah, Wanda, take notes.
We
We're
got
not
wild.
talking about diabetes. So.
I'm gonna stand for this.
We're never gonna get through this.
I'm sorry.
We're not gonna get through this segment.
Okay, I'm
dog.
sorry.
You can look. I'm gonna give you a hint. You cannot bring up sex and think that you're gonna get through the next segment
Yes, ma'am.
easily. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Mm.
So back to diabetes.
Okay.
Let's bring it back down.
Boo, no, boo. Okay. Well, we have put this off. I put it off for 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, we can't put it off anymore.
I agree with you. Don't
But because we say we Wakanda forever, but really are we
We're condoms forever?
Don't pay attention.
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Oh,
Somebody give me a gag.
We're quick to say Wakanda forever, but we are not physically fit for it. So let's just talk about diabetes. I'm
G
tell-
said let's talk about sex, baby.
Tony like that. I'm going
Your
home.
audience wants you to talk about the sex part.
Listen,
Going home.
listen. of course, now there's a type 3 that I want everybody to be in tune about. Now, black people, we need to really watch the consumption of sugar or what the body processes as sugar. So you got your breads that breaks down, whatever the body interprets as sugar, that is what you're consuming. That's how it's going to be broken down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Candy.
Nah, this is serious stuff. I need to put away the ice cream.
Look, Aiden said he's coming back for that show.
He's
coming here for that
show. Come on back,
And Phyllis said, "Focus, people. Focus."
Thank you,
Focus.
Phyllis. Bring them back. Bring them back.
Sorry, Phyllis.
Rough thing.
So
We got excited.
all the types of diabetes are going to be based on your body being insulin resistant, right? It's the body's ability or inability really to produce, utilize, consume the proper amount of glucose. So that's why you have high and low, right? So the 4 types is type 1, which is an autoimmune disease. Usually is detected when you are in junior high, high school, but some babies are born with type 1 diabetes. Basketball player Ray Allen, shoot all the threes. His son Walker was born with type 1 diabetes. So his body, his body, really, your body it can produce it, but bad quality version of it. So if it's not a good quality version of it, your body still cannot utilize it. So it cannot take all the sugary things that you have consumed, you're eating, you allow that insulin to push that the glucose into the cells so that the cells can function well in the body, get the body to move in and stuff. So of course, that's the type 1 autoimmune. Type 2 is what we find a lot of black people really in this category. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Focus.
Yes,
You African Americans better pay attention.
Focus. And the type 2 accounts for 95% of the type of diabetes cases. So you have type 1, type 2. And if you control your diet and exercise. Again, I use my mom as a prime example. She was on metformin, and she was on for many years. My mom changed her diet. She got out and she started exercising. My mom walked a minimum probably about 4 miles or so a day, or she'll ride the bike. And my mom actually came off of metformin. People said that once you're on this medication that you cannot come out. I don't believe it's true. So we have this generational thing that's going on because we're not eating and doing the things to break that generational, what I call is still kind of a curse. So type 3 is the new type of diabetes, which is Alzheimer's.
Wow.
So it is, this has just been reported. So and that's also insulin resistant in the body. The body is not able to use the glucose properly, which affects your brain as well.
Wow.
If you have, because this is a metabolic condition, if you have that coupled with a hypothyroidism, that's a metabolic condition as well. So your body can take this downward spiral. Sometimes after a battle with cancer, I have seen several people go into a type 1 or type 1 type of diabetes where their pancreas is shutting down. So that accounts for some small cases of it. And then gestational diabetes, you have about a little under 10% of cases. This is of course when the mom is around the 24th week in utero develop the inability to use the glucose so effectively, and so it will affect the baby, and that's where you can have those macro babies, what we call the macrosomia babies, and they have really hard, I hate to put it this way, they have really large heads.
Big-headed people?
They're very large. But
so they ride the short bus?
Yeah, I went to school with a couple
but
kids like that.
but they also
Head bubbles?
they also in turn have
nice.
Health problems
Couldn't
as a
miss.
result of that too.
Could not miss what
They
you
do. So, so those are the types. So what? Those are the 4 different types of diabetes. 3 main type with more of a conditional base, which is gestational. And after you battle with cancer, there have been some people that have had some issues, even if it's not pancreatic cancer, though. 4 signs. 3 signs. Anybody know a sign? Cardinal signs.
Yeah, I got signs right there. I got a stop
I
sign.
cannot.
Skin. Issues with your skin? No.
Fatigue.
No.
We have the 3 P's. That's your cardinal signs: polyuria, excessive urination, polyphagia, increase in phagia, PHAGIA.
Increasing
facial hair.
No,
I was gonna say that.
no. Increase in appetite, and then polydipsia, which dipsia.
Polydipshit.
Dipsia. Polydipsia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and that's excessive thirst. So, but you know what? No, that can be a few other things too. But these are the 3.
Excessive thirst, excessive urination, and excessive appetite.
Appetite.
Yeah.
Are they usually in combination, or it could just be one or the other?
Usually, you see all 3 cardinal signs.
Okay.
I'm hungry right now.
And then you have to really be careful. And then there are too many things that are on the market to be able to monitor it. So if you see grandma and grandpa still years of taking the same medication, your parents are taking medication, some form of metformin, type 2 diabetes, you can be predisposed to it. But does it have to actually really turn? It will turn because you haven't done the necessary things to correct and offset what could potentially happen. So they have a little monitors. It should be between 80 and 130, which is your normal range. When it drops below 70, you're hypoglycemic. Over 140, that's hyper.
Is that the glucose monitor, or
Yes.
is something else?
You can. There are several ones that you can get out, but yes, buy on the market. But it's just a quick little prick, and it'll reach. Yeah. And there's some new technology. There's some new technology.
Like prick.
Well, they actually do have.
Skin guys.
They have a new technology that is actually coming out, and it may be out that is going to be able to check it. Yeah, you can have a fruity smell.
Have a
fruity smell?
Well, you smell like food? Just permeating through your skin?
You said a foodie or a fruity?
A fruity smell.
Fruity smell.
Fruity.
No, I'm serious.
That's hilarious.
I had a teacher in the 6th grade.
You smell fruity.
I had a teacher in 6th grade. He smelled like ketchup. So with that,
That's just too much fries.
dude, he was a fat dude, but he smelled like ketchup every day.
Dude, you smell
So it wasn't blood pouring through; it was ketchup pouring through, right?
She told me I need to take your comedy card.
Smell like warm ketchup every day.
Oh my goodness.
Warm ketchup. How you know what warm ketchup smell like?
I ain't like ketchup been sitting in the car all day or something. I don't know. That was rough. I didn't know if it was the cologne, but now I know it was
diabetic, right?
type 2 or something.
He was type 12.
The bleeding syrup.
Well, and the thing
Put
is,
a pancake
you need
under
a
it.
good detox. Now, has anybody considered doing the detox?
We talked about it.
Yeah, me and my wife. I think my wife doing something now.
Yeah.
We talk about it
If
a lot.
I can train plant seeds in your brain, then the body will follow. I don't have these cravings for the chips, and I didn't think, I thought I was gonna have the shakes coming off of potato chips. That was my comfort food.
Bluebell ice cream.
So,
Ice cream
but
is mine.
a good detox, remember, is going to help retrain your
Good
taste
water.
buds and
Like
get rid
gin.
of
What
toxins
kind of
from
detox
the
you
body.
talking about?
So,
What kind of detox?
but that's your health and wellness tip from your girl, the doc.
Good job, Doc.
You.
Need all that information.
Great.
So next week, 5 benefits of sex.
So you will be here next week?
Oh, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm sorry.
Can you?
But I can't call in.
Can you do more than 5?
I can't do more than 5. I can.
Not with him. You
Won't you
can't.
just roll the whole show out?
He won't let you get through the first
It's
2.
sports.
Okay, well, hey, do you want me to bring?
Yes.
Wow.
Props.
I have mannequins up in here.
Well,
I know a store you can go to.
Google show and tell.
with
We
my
can go
other,
visit
there are
that
some
store.
couples that I do have those recommendations.
Show and
Oh, I thought you said she'd bring the couple up in here.
Now here's how you do.
Look, now we got a drum and stuff. We in there drawing. Can I stop moving?
You're going too fast. Slow down.
Too many calories.
I'm getting ready to
Lord Jesus.
Y'all messing with Louis virgin ears over here.
Shoot, I'm messing with my spiritual ears over here, Lord
He may not
Jesus.
say much.
I'm gonna come in here with a Bible next
What
time.
he said,
He may not
Heal
say
him,
much.
Tell him, Lord Jesus.
Well, you know the Bible says if you go get away for a short period of time, and then come back together again.
Yes, of course.
there you
Sex
go.
is good.
Don't be using the
Sex is
Lord's
good.
word.
You
Amen.
don't have to be afraid of it. It's not some dirty thing.
Amen.
Hey man,
It should be fun,
It's top priority.
adventurous.
Yes, please.
Fun, adventurous.
it's like going to church.
Spontaneous.
Twice
It
a
I
should
like
be-
spontaneous.
It has to be
I
spontaneous.
like
It's got to be because every time she says, "Oh God," you're gonna you
Oh God.
Oh God, Lord Jesus.
He always talking about I'm about to take you to church now.
Mm.
Boy.
I ain't been to church in 10 years.
we go every Sunday. We go every day.
What church you go to?
Won't he do Bedside Baptist.
Won't he do it?
Yeah, he will.
Mattress Methodist.
Won't he do it?
You know you're wrong for that.
When all you do is right here, when it's over.
You're so wrong.
I got this saying about putting you in the chalk outline.
I'm gonna need you to reel it back.
You know what chalk outline is,
Hey,
right? When you
look.
finish-
The Bible says you're supposed to leave your bedroom undefiled, so I'm gonna need you to scale
It
back
ain't defiled.
a little bit and stop telling all our
Look, he done put all your social media business out.
Right now, I can't say
Stop telling
nothing.
all the business.
My family right around the corner, but I can't say nothing.
That's a little different.
All right.
You may help
I don't
somebody.
need nobody. No,
You may
Okay,
help
so a
somebody.
chalk outline is this.
I don't need nobody.
When you
coming
finish,
for
they
it.
can't move. They go to sleep. They stop.
And he's
Right there.
And he's been in several chalk outlines. If you want to truth be told,
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
who's been in the chalk outline the most?
Oh, we can find out tonight.
It would be you.
What, sexual harassment.
Check, please. I'm out of here.
Well, so
Don't get
y'all all going to
started,
hell.
mister.
All right. So, are we finished? Are we finished with this
Look a
segment?
little like Bill Cosby on this thing.
They gonna put a meme with Bill Cosby's face on it.
That's why you get the pill tonight.
I don't need a pill.
Waking up with a robe on.
Yes.
Okay.
Some Jello pudding.
We have this thing called you in violation.
Come here.
You come to bed with anything on, you are in violation.
What's going on here,
You in
man?
violation. We
You are in
married.
violation.
We supposed to be naked and unashamed.
That's
right.
right.
I agree.
So if
That
you
is
come to bed
true.
with a stitch, don't come with a sock on.
That's right.
Nothing.
Totally new. The
Remind
bedroom.
me, no sleepovers, it says.
We had that conversation before too.
None whatsoever.
She say question about when you have visitors over, do you refrain?
I ain't refraining for jack.
They done turned the TV
Like
up.
everybody's grown in this house.
They
So
turned the TV up, put the bass on. Boom.
All you hear is this from here.
Yeah. Right.
you done turned off your computer with all that. You tearing up stuff.
No, we don't. They ain't say anything on there. All right.
Winky said I need to give you a face palm.
So, all right. So,
Wellness tips.
let's dig into. You ready for?
You are an untamed gorilla.
He said.
That's my word.
Anyway.
You ready for
And
NBA?
G said, preach security. That's right.
To discuss or
We ready for
I'm
NBA?
ready for the 4 quarters.
4 quarters. Yeah, let's do 4 quarters.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do 4 quarters.
I ain't bring no money.
So,
We got a quarter on behind you.
real quick scoring update. Toronto 102, Cleveland 101. With 2 minutes
that's a
and
good
27
game.
seconds left in the fourth
Yeah, buddy.
quarter.
What channel is it on?
245.
I know it's TNT.
TNT.
Is it TNT?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Turn
245.
that on. Watch the last piece of that.
LeBron James with 22 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds in this game.
He sucks.
DeMar DeRozan with 18.
LeBron James has what? 22
Cry.
22 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds.
okay.
Near triple
Volume
double.
down.
Yeah, it's on you.
So let's go to first quarter.
All right.
Which this is all intel in the NFL draft, by the way.
All right.
Which first round quarterback?
No, you can't watch the 5 heartbeats. Stop looking at it. That's his favorite
Nine
movie.
to 5.
Love this.
That's his favorite movie.
You ain't got
Can't
your woman in
watch
check,
it.
man. You ain't got your woman in check.
Hey, you got your woman check me? I see it.
Okay, go ahead, Lewis. I'm sorry. We try not to get
No,
distracted.
go ahead.
Focus, Cedric.
So, which first round NFL quarterback is most likely going to be NFL Rookie of the Year? Out of
Ooh.
Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen,
I'm gonna say if I have
and why?
if I have to pick one, if I've got to pick one,
Most likely win NFL Rookie of the Year of all the quarterbacks drafted in the first round only.
I don't think any of them are. I don't think any of them would be.
But you just got to choose one.
If you gotta choose
if
one.
they have one,
You
yeah.
have to
If I
choose
gotta choose one,
Most likely.
I would say Baker Mayfield.
Why?
Heisman Trophy.
Well,
winner.
because Cleveland has put a lot of talent around him.
Sooners.
You know, you got Jarvis Landry. You know, you got they should have got a running back though. But they got
They should have.
they did
They
get
did get
running
on
back
him,
in the
yeah.
second round.
Oh, they did.
The
Yeah.
second round, yeah.
Yeah, one of those Georgia backs, I think.
Yeah. So you got a lot of talent around you. So I would say him, and I think they set this whole thing up for Baker Mayfield. Okay.
Okay.
They need to get some more talent around. Do I need to turn the TV off?
No.
Right, because everybody.
My bad.
I'm gonna let them finish.
No, you went
I
down.
don't want y'all to be watching the TV.
I done finished like 12 years ago. Y'all still.
Yeah, I would say Baker is, you know, he got a smoker's name, so they won't be him. But
I got smoking, man.
Excuse me?
Baker? Oh, my bad. But
Boomer Sooner, baby.
Boomer Sooner. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Lo siento. But, I would say Josh Rosen
the Cardinals?
with the Cardinals. Got more talent around him, a great running back, great receiver. Defense is pretty decent, so they should have. And the division is not that great. You got the Rams at the
You're right
top,
about that.
but Seattle and San Francisco is kind of in that middle range, so has a chance to put up some good numbers.
Okay.
That's
Well,
true.
that's okay.
That's a
You wanna
good-
take a
good
crack at
point.
it?
Well, you know what?
Chiefs.
Right.
Go Chiefs, yes. But I'm not really that high on Baker Mayfield.
I get it. Good.
That's a good one right there.
That's a good one.
Y'all are not invited to dinner.
And I think Cleveland
Oh, he just came.
has drafted this quarterback before with Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
They've had that
Because of the
type
attitude.
quarterback with RG3. This formula does not work for their system, but they keep trying. That's why they're Cleveland.
They Cleveland for a
I
reason.
agree with.
Okay, quarter number 2. Which
Wait, anybody y'all want?
anyone of y'all? She's into the
Okay,
game.
never mind.
she out.
She like.
I was answering to
She's
you.
like, what was the question?
Roger Staubach.
I did like
Pickles.
Jared
I like
Thomas
pickles.
from the Chiefs.
You did?
I
Why?
did, because that was the question. I don't know what the question is.
I'm like, what question?
I was puzzled. I was like, about the rookie quarterback.
Oh my goodness.
Just say Sam Darnold.
I'm
Derek
so
Thomas is always the right answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
That was like 800 years ago.
I still love him.
Matter of fact, we had a
What
funeral
is
for
that?
him.
That chirp
That's mine.
sounds like a car.
Yeah,
alarm.
like a car alarm.
Yeah.
All right, quarter 2.
All right, second quarter. Which NFL team is the most improved post-draft? Which NFL team after the NFL draft would you consider the most improved?
Ooh, that's
I would say.
You over 16, you can only go.
You can only go up, yeah.
I would say.
Is it Cleveland?
Okay.
I would say the New York Giants.
I was gonna say the Giants too.
Yeah, because I mean Saquon is a game changer. He's the Zeke of this year's draft.
They won one last year.
I thought they won
Cleveland
one.
won last
They
year.
win one?
Yeah, they did.
No, they was 0-16.
No, there was a
Oh, that was
116.
the
Oh, year before last year.
Yeah, year before they went 1 and
Yeah, you
15.
can't go.
Tells
Yeah,
you
I would
how
say
much I
Cleveland
watch
because
Cleveland.
you can only go up if you're
Yeah,
on.
they're like 1
But I
and
tell
30.
you all the time, the last 3 years they've been 3-45.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you can only go up.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
probably the
So
ones
they
that's going to
only
improve.
won 3 more games than me. It ain't
Right. And we ain't even in. Yeah, you ain't even playing the game. Yeah.
Wow.
You got to figure that out, huh?
Yeah, I was like, huh?
I got that.
the short bus will be leaving.
You're not invited to dinner.
Put the helmet on.
That's crazy.
All right.
Is Toronto winning?
They
They are. They up by 3.
Quarter number 3.
All right.
All right, third quarter. Which First round quarterback is the most likeliest to win a playoff game before the others?
It's a great question.
That might be your same.
It ain't gonna be Baker.
No, not
All
bad.
right, let me think. So you got one with the Jets.
That's Sam Darnold.
They won't go. Cleveland won't go. You
got Lamar Jackson from the Ravens.
I would say Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So
Lamar
so
Jackson.
you saying he'll eventually take over Flacco's spot?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They
Most
drafted him.
definitely.
Yeah. They drafted him to get rid of Wacko Flacco.
Yeah, wacko for real.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson will probably be the first one.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so. Because he at least has some players in
You want
place.
to take her?
I'm with Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Pat Mahomes.
He has some players
No, he's
in
not
place
a
to work
rookie
with.
Pat Mahomes. That's the big down thing. Pat Mahomes.
Everybody got quiet again. Looking at the game.
Okay, quarter 4.
All right, quarter 4. Let's get through this.
All right, quarter number 4. I had to look for this one here if I could find it. What is the best way to make the Cowboys offense Dak friendly?
Oh, simple. Run Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
Okay.
Because when the running game is on, everything else clicks. Everything else clicks. You don't need you don't need a star receiver to have a great running game. Everything clicks. So I'm saying if you run Zeke more, you put a good front line in front of him.
That hurt.
You watch the basketball. You keep watching basketball. You don't listen to the show, and then you got a Dak friendly. Anyway, doctor said, yeah. Doc like, I agree. She like,
I was listening. I caught the replay in slow motion.
He got hit.
I think another way to make the offense Dak friendly, because I agree with the running aspect, but you also need to, the smart coaches like the coach at Houston, when they had Deshaun Watson last year, they tailor-made the offense to his skill set. So they brought in some of the plays that he ran in college or whatever. They need to do the same thing with that.
and that's what they're doing. Actually,
Right, that's what they're doing. They're building the team around Dak.
Will Clay actually said that the reason why we didn't really, and I said earlier, the reason why we don't really need Dez is because Dak Prescott only throws to open receivers.
Right.
Dez is
I heard that today.
He's a type of
Wiki
receiver
said
that.
fire Garrett and Marinelli.
See, first of all, Winky Marinelli is on the defense, so your answer can't be right anyway. But so if you get possession receivers, because remember he excelled with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley was a possession receiver,
Right.
and Cole Beasley got the most of the balls. He loved Jason Witten. Jason Witten is a possession type guy. You get possession receivers. I don't have to throw it downfield because I got a home run hitter and Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, you do need to. You got to have
You
home
can
run
stretch.
hitters.
You can stretch the field.
That's why they got Gallup and Tavon, because
Right,
you need.
to be able to stretch a little
they'll
bit.
squeeze you if you don't get something
To
going.
keep the
downfield.
defense honest.
Yeah.
But it's not about stretching the field and going downfield. It's about getting this running game up and running. Because
Right.
once the running game is there,
Then you
we
can go
saw-
downfield.
We saw with DeMarco Murray. We saw with when Tony Romo and DeMarco Murray was hitting. We saw it there. We saw it with Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, and we're gonna see it again.
But I think the biggest thing is with the receivers though, you have to have a downfield threat because they can put 9 in the box, 8, 9 in the box if you don't get the ball. And the difference is you don't have to throw a 50-50 ball to Dez anymore. You can actually throw to an open receiver.
And exactly, it's an open receiver. And Dak didn't like throwing in that type of
Tight windows.
That tight windows. Yeah. All right, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know he don't represent Dallas. You're like, whatever, dude.
It's over there
Hope they lose them all.
cracking up.
Get Pat Mahomes.
So Wiki said he was being funny when he said Garrett and Marinelli.
He always explaining his answers. Just tell him, have an answer and keep it moving.
One quick question for you, since we gotta respect the Chiefs, man. So one quick question for you, real quick.
Respect that red.
When are you gonna stop being the Chiefs?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
What is it about Patrick Mahomes that Alex Smith couldn't do with the Chiefs?
Deep ball threat. He has an
He's got an
unreal
arm,
arm.
yeah.
He and the dude out of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Josh.
That dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
got arms
the
that
problem with Josh Rosen though, he's inaccurate.
Well, no, not Josh Rosen. What's the other one? Josh
Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think that he's able to get the ball more to Tyreek Hill than Alex Smith did last year? You know, Tyreek Hill came on towards the end of the year.
I think the threat of the possibility opens up other facets of the offense.
His running ability, maybe he's a little bit more. Alex Smith was
Alex
more.
Smith was a good scrambler,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the threat of that deep ball at any moment opens up things underneath, opens up your running game a little more, because you got to pay attention to Tyreek Hill out there. You know, you got to watch a 4-2 at all times.
Yeah.
And if he can throw it 80 yards, you got to be aware of him at all times. So that opens up Kelsey underneath, the little flat passes, the screens that Andy Reid likes to run, and I've lost the crowd.
Wow.
No, I think in that situation, the issue you're going to get into is once they start getting film on Patrick Mahomes.
And that's the problem. Reid,
Winky saying, y'all gonna make me come to the studio
Andy
ASAP.
Reid does not adjust.
I was gonna bring him,
Right.
but it's too late.
Once you figure out what he's
Next
going to do,
time.
he does not adjust.
Right.
He's
He
dead
try
in
to-
the water
yeah.
once you figure him out.
All right, gotta respect the Chiefs fans.
Yeah,
All right.
that's true.
But go Chiefs.
Okay, so
Good job. Nice 4 quarters.
good 4 quarters.
Yeah.
All right. Good job.
All right. Keeping it moving. Now we're into NBA because that's what's the distraction is right
So
now.
tie game
Sorry.
at 105 with 0.6 seconds left.
Who had the
Cavaliers
tied.
I think they're about
Cavaliers
to
got the
advance
ball.
the ball from a timeout.
Yeah.
They're about to advance the ball. I'm not sure if you can get off a shot.
They're not
with
gonna
0.6.
Look for LeBron.
You can catch and shoot.
You can catch and shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can catch a shoot. 0.6.
Yeah.
Is this release quick enough for that?
I don't think his is.
He just won a game last week. And
They going it all.
But not with that quick. Not with that quick of a release though.
They going it
I
all.
think he can do it.
You
I
think
don't
so?
want him to do it though, but I think he can do it.
All right, quarter. Put a quarter on the table.
Real quick,
We just gave up 4 quarters.
real quick news. Steph Curry will come off the bench tonight.
Yeah, they
Wow.
should show
Yeah.
it too.
Andre
Come off the bench.
Iguodala will start in his place.
Wow.
He will come off the bench
He's
tonight.
playing the bench.
Wow.
They're about to start now. Yeah, they have started as a matter of fact, but he is not
that
starting
means
tonight.
he's not fully healthy.
Wow.
He's not starting.
He's not
That
starting
means
tonight.
he's not
He's
fully
coming
healthy.
off
And
the
they
bench.
really don't need him against the Pelicans anyway. I mean, yeah, the
But
Pelicans.
they gotta keep him warmed
Look,
up.
there go LeBron.
They gotta keep him warmed up, but he's not fully healthy though.
Oh, we got live commentary from Barry White over here.
Show you right now.
You're right.
We got the ball coming in 0.6 seconds.
Love me sexy.
They're at the
Here we go.
They're at the secret
Here
garden.
we go.
The temptation feels so high. Here we go. Okay, so it's 6 seconds left. See, remember
0.6.
0.6 seconds. We still on radio. Radio's still
go
going
ahead.
on. Okay,
Let's go.
the inbound pass. They can't get it inbound. There we go.
Oh, and he won it.
I told
No,
you.
in regular, we could not do it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was online.
That was
wow.
online. Yeah, that
How
was
did you let
online.
him open?
Yeah, I know. And that's the other question. So how do they keep letting them open like that?
Overtime.
Did he get off the shot though? Watch the.
He's wide open.
He
Yeah,
got it off.
yeah, he got it off.
He
Yeah,
got it
yeah,
off. Oh.
Man.
Come on, baby. You gotta make that.
Oh,
You
But he
gotta make
missed.
that.
now Jordan would have hit that shot.
Yeah, Jordan.
Derek Fisher hit the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Derek Fisher would have hit that shot too.
Yeah.
Will Kobe hit that
But
shot?
Robert
Kobe
Ory.
would probably.
Oh,
probably would've hit the
Black
shot, too.
Mamba? Oh, yeah.
Kobe would have hit that shot.
Okay.
Okay.
Said you don't mind him stalking her.
No. Sex standing up or sit down.
I'm at church. I'm at the grocery store.
Right. Exactly.
In the grocery store.
Yep. That's right.
All right, so
So go ahead.
let's get into NBA since we just saw that LeBron could not get off the 0.6 second shot and hit it. It was very close. What do we look for in this overtime?
Oh. I think, Toronto is at home and they blew a chance to win. They just missed 2 bunnies at the basket on the other end. So they better hope they come out fast because other than that, this is when Cleveland usually decides to play defense for the first time in the game and win in overtime.
Yeah, but in Cleveland, don't you think Cleveland's kind of tired right now? I mean, they went 7 games against the Indiana Pacers. Do you come back and get this game right here? You're going overtime in this game right here. Cleveland's going to get wore out.
But obviously they're not too tired if they neck and neck with them for this game.
Well, I mean, but all you have is LeBron.
That's every game.
Yeah, I know it is. Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean
That's literally every game. When you come off and you get 40-something points by yourself.
And apparently he's been conserving energy anyway because he's only scored 22 through 4 quarters.
Yeah,
So
he trying to let everybody else play.
Yeah, let everybody else play, get everybody else involved, not do it all by himself.
And the fact that he can get open at the 0.6 seconds probably means something.
Yeah, that's
that we need to look forward to is that he's going to probably take over this second half.
No doubt.
It's overtime period.
He got enough energy to do it.
Yeah. We've got Golden State and the Pelicans coming up.
Yes.
What are we looking for? What are you looking for in that game?
Actually, I was just looking at the score in that game. It says 9:30. They haven't even started yet. It's 9:40. But I was kind of agreeing with him. I don't think they need Steph against the Pelicans.
They don't.
I really don't think so. They're about to start now. But even though the Pelicans swept the Blazers, the Pelicans is facing a team that's far different from the Blazers.
A lot better.
And in game number one, I mean, the Warriors just flat out blew the Pelicans. With Steph Curry coming off the bench, you would expect maybe max 20 minutes.
With Steph Curry?
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to tire him out like that. Probably getting his feet wet, trying to get that crawl before you walk situation.
Get that blood stirring.
Yeah, and then he hurt his ankle twice this year in the regular season, the same ankle.
The question is, can he stay healthy throughout the playoffs?
I think he can. I think in the West Finals, and it was probably going to be against Houston, that's when they're going to let him go, let him fly, let him go forward. So, real quick, brother.
Yes, sir.
Brother man.
Bro man.
He said,
from the fifth floor.
He said Houston can get Golden State in the West Finals. You agree?
I agree. They have a fighting chance. With Golden State at full strength, it's going to be a battle. But Houston has home court advantage. That's one of the advantages. If they can just take all the home games, it's going to go 7. So if they can just take all the home games, the biggest aspect to this series is Harden. Last year Harden checked out. In the round that they got to. Did they get to the finals?
They got to the finals.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals.
Against the Warriors.
And I mean, shut it down. He cannot have a shut it down moment. The only way they're going to win is if he's consistently great. And he's the MVP this year, so he's got to play like
So he's got to play like one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony, your thoughts?
Yes.
Go Chiefs.
No, I think it's about kind of like what Patrick's saying. It's about matchups. What do you do with Harden? Who's going to guard him?
If he shows up.
If he shows up. But if he does.
But if he does, it's over.
He does.
Ernie says Houston will win it all this year.
Oh well. If they make it to they'll make it to
the
But just
I
like
don't know. Go
Houston,
to State.
what does Houston do with KD? Who do they put on KD?
Capella. Trying to match him a little bit.
Yeah, Capella, and he playing real good ball right now.
Good ball, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, but KD, you got to guard him from 35 feet out,
or
that's true.
Or coming in, yeah.
Or coming in. So
I think if that matchup does happen, I think the telltale is going to be how many times does Harden get to the line.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Because he's going to get to the line.
Yeah.
So if they can prevent him from getting to the line, then they have a chance. They have a great chance of coming away with the series. If they can't prevent him to get to the line, then it's gonna be Houston all day long. And Harden has a way of getting to the line. They say he actually practiced that stuff. Practices how to act like I got fouled. Because I've never seen somebody walk down the court and nobody's around him, he still gets fouled.
That's right.
Right about that.
He can go down there. The whole team could be on the bench. He still get fouled. Yep. How you do that? I don't know.
That proper flailing technique.
Right. He went to the school of Ginobili.
They were all taught it.
He went to the Manny school of Ginobili Flop.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking up the stats for the year. It looked like they split the series
2-2.
Yeah, I'll double check that, but it looked like each winning on their own home court. So.
And they got home court too.
Oh, really? So none of the road teams won.
Okay. Well, I'll take that back. Warriors won the first one. The Warriors won the second one. Both of them at Houston. Okay. Yeah.
So the Warriors won.
When you said
and then,
can't hold KD.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. They lost the series 4-1.
Who did?
The Rockets against the Warriors. The Warriors won
This
at the
season?
Rockets home. Yeah, because in 17. Oh no.
What are you looking at, man?
I'm trying to get 2017, 2018. When I put it on 18, it showed they split, and now I'm trying to go to 17 to see the games at the beginning of the season.
Tony, he on 2008.
Huh?
He in 2008. They split the series.
I'm sorry, Akeem was on this one, but
What is wrong with it?
Let me see if
No,
I can
it'll-
pull it up real quick.
Internet.
It'll HD itself. Yeah.
Somebody's cell phone feed.
That's what it looked like.
from a bunker or something.
No, this is back in the day TV. Remember you had that little channel?
Look at that. I told you, Cleveland taking it. They squeezing them.
Yeah.
Toronto gave that one up.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah, at
That's
the crib. You
229
cannot
left.
go to overtime at the crib.
It's 229 left. Yeah, they finna walk away with this.
Oh, they in Cleveland? I thought they were in Toronto.
Not in Toronto.
But him taking shots like that right there.
Oh, is that Tristan?
Back.
Tristan Thompson?
Didn't he just have a baby or
Call a
something?
game? You gonna call a game?
Nah, he
No,
just
okay.
had a little bit of a scandal.
Oh yeah, he got the scandal. I thought they had a baby.
13-107.
Yeah, I'm messing no Kardashian.
The other game.
Look at that. Okay. They falling all over each other.
Yeah.
LeBron
So,
flops more than anybody, don't he?
Not more than Harden.
Well, Harden don't have to flop. He can walk down and say get foul. But LeBron is good with his flopping.
So this season, Houston and Golden State played 3 times. Houston took 2 of those games.
Boy, my stats was way off.
I'm telling you, you ain't Hakeem area. Hakeem Olajuwon.
I already said there's no ifs. Houston, trust me. Golden State is finished, and so is Cleveland.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Definitive statement. Put some money on it.
It's a little harsh.
There you go. Put a quarter on it. Everybody got a
Yeah.
quarter, right?
Yep. We take penny rolls.
He ain't going that high.
You start small.
And it looks like in both games the Warriors lost. It was only a home court.
Ooh.
Mm.
So they,
And Houston, and they went to. No, I take that back. At Houston, lost. At Houston again, won. At Golden State, lost.
Mm.
So yeah, Houston took 2 or 3.
Wow.
So
this looks like a bad shooting spree right here.
Right.
Mm, they going back.
They going back and forth, not hitting nothing.
if they get this bucket here going down
That's
the court,
it.
1:10
Yeah,
left in the
yeah.
game, it's a done deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
Yeah, if he scores.
LeBron driving to the
Here we
hole.
go.
Oh,
That's
they
Here we
it.
go.
They
That's
got
it.
the inside. It's
Oh,
he missed
what,
it.
he missed it?
They got a chance.
They got a
Yeah,
chance.
they
They're
got
not
a
going to
chance.
You
make
better
it.
hit it though.
They better.
Where the foul?
Oh, what a
what a
foul.
foul.
And a foul.
Three-point
one.
play.
Uh-oh, we call
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Lowry, Mike Lowry. That Mike Lowry.
Ernie says he got his whole $5 on it. Houston.
That's just
Please
for having
believe me.
Say,
That's from my blood.
Slap it, Ernie.
Talking about the Houston Oilers? No.
Wow.
Yeah, whoever comes out the West though should win.
yeah,
the
yeah,
title.
because
Like,
of Easter sorry.
yeah.
Jesus.
I'm surprised the Celtics beat the Sixers last night.
What y'all think about the 76ers?
I
I like
the
him.
76 is supposed to be a better team.
That's the only thing in Philly I like.
Yeah. Don't like the cheesesteak.
Definitely don't like the Eagles.
No.
All those first round picks the Sixers had the last 5 years is finally coming.
It's finally
It's
coming.
called the process.
Yeah,
The process.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett, the process.
He processing all across all sports, huh?
Right?
So Cleveland up by 2.
Uh-oh.
They up
Everybody-
now by 1 with 57 seconds
Ooh-wee.
left. 113 to 112.
Oh, they playing hard.
Yeah, they taking them down to the wire. And
LeBron James
now,
bringing it down the court.
If he misses
LeBron
the
ain't
game-
won a championship since he took the headband off. What's wrong with
he
him?
should put the head
Put the headband back on.
What?
Oh, what did he do that
What
for?
did he just
There's
do?
a 3.
See, what is it?
Oh,
What did he do that for? What did he do that for?
He had a layup.
He had a layup. Yeah, that's the problem about LeBron is he always throwing it back.
Yeah,
You got a
he's
shot.
overthinking it and stuff.
Yeah.
You see, overthinking it.
You
Put the
got a
headband
shot,
on, you
yeah.
ain't got to think so much.
Oh,
His foot is stepped out.
right off his ankle.
Oh, it
yeah,
bounced off his hands out of bounds.
yeah. He had a shot and he just threw it back.
God,
So they get it back.
Had they got the rebound, this would have been all LeBron.
Yeah.
Bro ain't been good since he bought himself a hairline.
Seen sprayed it on.
They
Sprayed it
be
on.
on there every day before the game.
Wow, that's crazy.
Then begin to edge up.
See, I always gotta take y'all back to the 80s and the
Boy,
and the 70s.
that's like my grandmama TV in the 70s.
What's wrong with this? Rabbit ears.
Yeah, hold up,
Yeah,
hold up,
yeah. I always gotta take you back every once in a while.
Beat it on the side.
Yeah.
What, the big antenna on the roof?
Dr. Holler at him about the detox. AD.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we got 10 minutes left in the show. We need to go ahead
Okay,
and
yeah. What's up?
start wrapping up. Let's do a round the table real
Start
quick.
rapping.
Oh, the scatter shooting.
Yeah, let's do a little scatter shooting. We're gonna start on that end right there. Patrick, give us a little something. What you got on your mind? Scatter shooting is just tell us anything.
Hey, last week I was, y'all know JJT, John J. Taylor.
Yeah.
I was on the air.
Yeah.
103.3 ESPN. We're doing a video of what we did. We kind of performed the song on air. Had people, Winky, as a matter of fact, shot the video. We're going to put a video out and put it on Facebook soon. So we're going down.
Okay.
J-Dub City Show, 103.3 on your radio. So that's what y'all need to listen to every Monday through Friday at 9 to 1.
Oh, just throw my radio station out.
I know. 411 Sports is in the house.
You see the intro song he just did?
Yeah.
I got you, bro. Look, after the show, I'm gonna let you listen to some tracks.
I got an int show. I ain't got no trouble.
Oh,
He was hoping for a foul.
is that a foul? They call a foul.
Did they?
No.
No.
Did
Uh-uh.
Oh, 24
No, I think the
seconds.
clock
24 second
now.
violation.
Yep, I
24
think the
second
clock
violation.
ran out.
They beat them up that time.
Yeah, he was hoping for a foul. Yeah.
That boy growing a fro on the hairline.
Yeah.
It just froed up on the front.
You ain't losing his hair.
Oh yeah. 24
Yeah,
second
clock
clock
went
down. Yeah.
That wasn't a foul.
He tried to
That's
create
good.
contact.
He did.
Didn't work.
Couldn't get it.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
Oh, it's going down.
All right, Tony, what you
So they
got?
just need to go down and take the shot.
Name of the movie.
The name of the movie is The Sunglasses. And basically it's about a pair of sunglasses that travel from person to person. And depending on what type of person you are, determines what you see.
Is that like
Wow.
the traveling pants?
I don't know anything about traveling pants.
Oh, there's a
My
movie
traveling
about the
pants
traveling
movie.
pants.
If I did a movie about some traveling pants, it'd be a little different than probably what you saw.
Okay.
More in line with the benefits.
Hands have some walkings on them.
Interesting.
So the sunglasses.
So sunglasses. When is it coming out?
Sounds fun.
We're starting shooting on the 19th. So, we're
Of this
gonna
month?
do-
Of
this
May?
month, May 19th.
You need to do a scene from this radio show.
Yeah, you can.
We have sunglasses.
Yeah, we can
I
add,
just
we
bought
can.
some new sunglasses.
Yeah, we can add up
We are
here.
characters.
Yeah.
Well,
No. Don't show my personality. Never mind.
He a
I'll be
main
on
character.
Facebook stalking.
Yeah, I got me some good info, some good material tonight.
For real.
We'll see this again.
Write it down.
Right.
Like, baby, that look like. Why you got him playing me?
Yeah. I told that story on the radio.
Right. All right, Doc.
Well, as we're watching the playoffs, I love watching the playoffs, but I'm also missed by my good friend Craig Sager. I got a chance to, meet him a few times, but a couple years ago he came to one of the blood camp conferences and missed it. Yes.
They got the game. That's it.
Dang!
And it only takes 1 point.
Mm.
1 point. Come on.
Oh, you almost screwed up. He got the ball spot back there. He almost screwed up the game now.
Wow. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he be.
He almost lost it if he
You
had
need
got
that mirror.
shot.
They put that mirror back
Oh,
there.
wait, they said they called
time.
timeout. Wait, what?
What
It
happened?
was a
No, it's
foul.
final overtime. That's it.
No, they called a foul. Somebody called a foul.
He said foul. He just said,
Oh.
Tyrone looked like
Oh,
foul.
foul. Ain't no foul. We going back to the locker room. Go to the locker room.
Oh, shucks now.
Let's see what happened here.
But there. Okay, missed the three.
Right there.
Oh.
Yep, right there.
Loose ball foul.
Yep, right there.
That's
On
on
LeBron.
Loose ball foul.
On LeBron, yep.
That's a foul.
On
Yep,
LeBron.
on LeBron. Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
First one right here.
He pulled him.
Dang.
Right
That's a
there.
loose ball
Right
foul
there.
right there.
Right there.
Man.
Yep, yep,
That's a loose ball foul.
yep. And then he tried to call timeout, and then he said game over.
Like, why you trying to call
Why
time
you
out?
yeah.
And y'all up. See, that's
Yeah.
what happens when you take the headband off.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a foul. Yep.
Dang.
And I bet you they added fouls to give.
Or they might
They
not.
may put a couple more seconds back on the clock.
Right.
I don't know how much time it was. Okay, there go the time.
Oh,
Watch the
4,
oh,
3,
Three.
2.
2.
Oh, 2
Wow.
seconds.
Oh, yeah.
2
2
seconds.
seconds.
2 seconds.
Wow,
No, they
that's
put
crazy.
yeah, you
They
put
gotta
2
put
seconds
2
back
seconds back on the clock.
Ooh-wee.
Instant
Yeah, that's a foul.
replay in the
Yeah, something
NBA.
else.
Yeah. That was a foul.
What
They put
drama?
.3 on
They
the
put
clock.
point 3 back.
Oh.
No.
Oh, that's not enough time.
That's not.
No, that's only a tip shot. That's stupid.
Yeah, it is. But is it? But did
So
they
you're
have?
not going- it
Did
wasn't
they
a
have any
shooting
fouls to
foul.
give though? If they didn't have any fouls to give, then it goes to the line.
He ain't going to the line.
No,
No,
but
it
it
don't.
wasn't a shooting foul.
It doesn't matter if they didn't have any. It goes to the line.
Oh, wow.
Look, he mad. Don't be mad. You
Boy,
fouled
stop
him.
your crying. Stop your crying.
You
Look
fouled
at
him.
He rubbed the
He-
rest of the He did it like.
He rubbed
Crystal
he rubbing the paint on.
ball. Crystal ball.
You put on the beard.
Oh, wait.
Okay, we got 5.
Okay, come on.
But
Twan, were you
0.36?
finished?
Yeah. I was just talking a little bit about Craig Sager and the inspiration he gave me for building my cancer foundation. So I do miss him and his crazy
That outfit.
one.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but he was he was a great guy. So if you ever got a chance to meet him and talk to him really one-on-one, he was really something special. So
That's
All
great.
right. She be hitting it. We be all over the place. She on it. Lewis?
What was the question?
Okay.
Just gotta shoot.
Just gotta shoot.
Just whatever you want to talk about.
Nothing, I'm watching the game.
Right?
Okay, Shelly?
Okay. I'm just gonna read the question for next week.
All
That's
right,
what I'm
read the
gonna do,
question
so
for
I
next
can
week.
get back to watching the game too. The question is, are fantasies what you want subliminally, or are they just that, a fantasy? How would you feel if you knew your spouse sexually fantasized about someone you both knew mutually?
Hell to the no.
I didn't understand.
Wait. I thought
Toronto
So-
was getting the
I
ball.
thought Toronto had the ball too.
LeBron fouled.
So they didn't call a foul, so he called a timeout before the clock expired. Is what happened.
But it was a loose ball, so that's
So they
must
didn't think there was a foul.
No.
I thought that was a clear foul.
I
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
He got lucky.
All right.
And yours, Mr. Benchwarmer?
As we watched the referee
The
steal a game
debacle.
from Toronto.
The debacle it was.
Yeah, the debacle was. This has been a fun time. Did we have fun?
We
Oh,
did.
yeah.
You have a good
I
time?
like when your friends come on. They share
I don't.
exciting
These
and
two ain't
interesting
invited no more.
information.
Come on, Eugene.
Oh.
Oh, he said it again.
Oh my God.
Wait.
See, you know.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
Okay, I'll just take my stuff and
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Take
I'll
your
just
ball and go home.
And wait, and
I'm
he's
gonna take my
grandstanding
stuff
too.
and go. I'm
So you have to bring it over here. I'm in the line.
Wait. He don't realize we on the second floor.
Wonder help. I'm trying to get out. I gotta get out.
Oh, but we thank you guys for coming on. Patrick, Tony, it's been a good time. I enjoyed it. We'll see. I don't know. Are you coming Sunday, Patrick?
No, I got to referee a big, gigantic tournament out in Arlington. I got almost 60 games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'll have to catch y'all on the flip side.
All right.
But I think Winky gonna come and try to join Tony to kind of, help with the broadcast part or whatever.
Okay. And then we'd love to get Winky back on, so I can talk about him. He on here talking about me. But Tony, I enjoyed you coming in. I'll see you Sunday.
It's been a blessing.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
You'll probably be listening to the show for next week, huh? Or we got
Well,
next time.
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Oh, you remember the time and everything, huh?
I'm gonna tune in to
Winky
6:59.
said,
Steph
"Cat,
Curry enters the
talking to
game."
you.
Yeah.
How we gonna get in good messing with said like that? Face palm.
Right.
Oh, Said already promised us our own show, so
Man.
Promises are made to be broken.
we good. We good. All this entertainment value,
Doc,
Got you,
we'll
Doc.
see you in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, you'll see me in 2 weeks, and we'll be talking about sex.
Yes.
Let's talk about
Let's
sex,
talk about
baby.
sex,
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and bad things that can be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Boy, y'all are crazy. This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411radionnetwork.com. We will be back next week again, same bat time, same bat channel, 7 to 10. We will see you when we see you.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
When we got
Oh, well, yeah, we got to check.
check.
We
When you get your check,
yeah, we
it's in the mail.
check.
I
said that last week.
We need the rider.
Ready?
We get a bottle of Ciroc in the
Because
check.
I need my green M&M's. It's ready. I sent the check already.